find this information, which really corroborates, whether you want to say he corroborated Miranda Devine or Miranda Devine corroborated him. Nonetheless, we have at least two disparate sources telling us that, yes, this is the truth about Thomas Crooks, and this is exactly what the FBI was hiding from us. Now, Trump's FBI director, Kash Patel, has come out and said that Crooks acted alone. But now people are calling for an investigation to be reopened, including the widow of the firefighter, Corey Compatore, that's the volunteer fire chief, who was murdered that day. I mean, this is really sad. But here's former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker, quote, "I wouldn't trust the previous iteration of the FBI and the Biden administration to not hide their mistakes and not be proactive when it comes to Donald Trump and getting out there and trying to intervene and intercede. Regarding the motivation, we know again that the previous iteration of the FBI and the Biden administration tried to convince us that there was only right-wing terrorism and right-wing fanatics, and that simply wasn't the case. We have a lot of work still to do."
You're listening to The Weekend with Michael Brown.
Hey, I'm Mike Slater. My dad passed away at the age of 63. It's out of nowhere. Had a stroke. Super hard, obviously, for the whole family, but my dad had life insurance. This is why I have life insurance for my family, for my wife and 4 kids. And the best place to get life insurance is ethos.com, because you can do it in 10 minutes. And there's no medical exam and no blood test, just a few health questions. Get life insurance in 10 minutes so your family is protected. Ethos, E-T-H-O-S, ethos.com/Mike.
These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Do you have a history of those dreadful calcium oxalate stones? Well, Kidney Cop is here to help. Shown in laboratory testing to reduce the rate of calcium oxalate crystal growth by 99%. Yes, 99%. Don't wait. Start taking Kidney Cop Calcium Oxalate Protector today. That's Kidney Cop, C-O-P, Kidney Cop. Order today at Amazon.com, Walmart.com, or KidneyCop.com. That's Amazon, Walmart, or KidneyCop.com.
There used to be a lot of consternation between the users of iPhones and Android phones, especially when it came to messaging. iPhone users would shudder at the idea of having to use green SMS instead of blue iMessage to talk with Android people. Now, Google says its Pixel 10 phone running Android can send and receive files directly with iPhones. Its Quick Share feature now supports Apple's AirDrop. And yes, an iPhone can also detect the Google phone, too. It works only. Google insists the file transfer are secure and a direct transfer between devices, not some kind of workaround. With Fox on Tech, I'm Eben Brown, Fox.
The Point is KUSG. Hagatnya Guam.
Ukraine of ingratitude. I'm Carmen Roberts, Fox News. The president criticized Ukraine online as officials meet in Geneva to discuss a plan to end the war.
These conversations will include officials from the United States, Ukraine, and that has circulated in recent days.
Our representatives know how to protect Ukrainian national interests and exactly what is needed to prevent Russia from carrying out a third invasion.
Zelensky did not go into details about the plan that would require Ukraine to give up more territory and limit.
Illegal orders are standing by their warning to the military.
All 6 Democrats, 2 Senate and 4 House members have been called traitors by President Trump, who said on social media their actions.
Celebrating the 176-year anniversary of American President Lines, APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S.-flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and are here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL, global presence with a local home.
The FBI reveals details about the death of a teenage girl found on a Carnival cruise ship. 18-year-old high schooler Anna Kepner was on a vacation with her family.
The disturbing development was first reported by ABC, which said its source also revealed Anna Kepner had 2 bruises on the side of her neck. ABC's report comes as the Miami-Dade medical examiner has yet to reveal an official cause of death. And the 2 weeks since Anna's passing, court filings have surfaced from a custody dispute between the teen's stepmother and ex-husband. Those documents revealing Anna's stepbrother is being eyed as a potential suspect. And a source close to the family told Fox Digital Anna's ex-boyfriend witnessed creepy behaviors from the stepbrother towards Anna.
Fox's CB Cotton reporting no arrest at this time. Former Brazilian President Jair Bolsonaro tells a judge that he violated his ankle monitoring a day before his house arrest because of a nervous breakdown. A change of his medication. Court sentenced him to 27 years in prison for attempting to overthrow his loss in the 2022 presidential election. Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem announces a $1 billion investment for TSA, as Fox's Chanley Painter tells us.
According to Noem, the more than $1 billion investment will go to new technology, training, and advancements in security systems at airport checkpoints across the country. The FAA administrator saying this, quote, "Thanks to the dedication of our air traffic controllers and every FAA employee, we are ready for the holiday rush and take pride in helping travelers reach their friends and families during this important time of year." Nearly 82 million Americans are expected to travel over the next week. We are keeping our eyes for any major delays.
And pressure is increasing for former Prince Andrew to give evidence to a congressional committee that is investigating Jeffrey Epstein. I'm Carmen Roberts. This is Fox News.
Are you planning a trip to the Philippines? Why not come back feeling healthier and more rejuvenated? At the Medical City, we offer world-class healthcare services, including comprehensive executive checkups and top-tier aesthetic treatments for as low as $530. Imagine lounging on white sandy beaches, shopping at top-tier shopping centers, and indulging in premium healthcare all in one vacation. Book your getaway now and experience the best of both worlds. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
Hungry for that Chamorro food you love? Head over to Mezcla Dos every Wednesday for Locals Love Wednesdays. That's right, all locals and military get 10% off all day. Burgers and barbecue plates made fresh, made local, made just for you. So round up the family, bring your appetite, and taste the flavor that Guam craves. And don't forget, every Wednesday, locals and military save 10% all day long. Because at Mezcla Dos, every bite feels like home. Mezcla Dos, where the local...
Number 24, I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. A former elementary school teacher who pleaded guilty to sexually assaulting 4 of his students died less than 2 weeks before his scheduled sentencing hearing. Miles Washington was scheduled for sentencing last of care unit. Washington had pleaded guilty to 4 counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct in July. His attorney confirmed Washington had expressed deep remorse for his actions during a pre-sentencing interview. Washington wanted to tell the judge he took full responsibility and conveyed donation of property for the planned medical complex does not immediately impact surrounding infrastructure agreements. GITA CEO Cristina Garcia stated that existing subgrant agreements with GPA and GWA for utility upgrades in Manila remain unchanged. Withdrew her request for a special session on a bill related to the contracts, allowing the legislature time to review the court's decision. We'll have more news after this.
Every company needs money for investment. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your...
Comes as Senator Will Parkinson plans to draft legislation for a 2026 referendum. Some are urging action, while others call for more community education first. Zotnya Mayor BJ Terlahi opposed the 2026 timeline, arguing putting the issue on the ballot could energize public interest. Gigo Vice Mayor Pedro Blas, while favoring independence or free association, cautioned that 2026 may be too rushed, suggesting 2028 as a better time frame. And the Speaker, Austin Fortuno, aims to confront the recent increase in school violence and youth-driven disturbances. The act strengthens the juvenile response framework by establishing mandatory fines, community service, and parental responsibility provisions on existing accountability laws already in place for offenses like vandalism. Bill 2-35 now heads to the 38th Guam legislature for consideration and potential enactment into law. And those are your top stories right here on The Point. Now here's Ray with your weather.
Can we sell a little bit, like half or something like that? We'll just do it in the school cafeterias. I know it. You gotta think outside the box here, guys. We just lost DFS. Come on, we got to come up with some potential other solutions to keep the lights on around here. Mostly sunny in the forecast today with highs degrees. I might have a weather shot here to put up on the screen with daytime highs of about 88 degrees. Winds out of the east 13 to 18 miles an hour, gusting as high as about 24. See if I can get this playing on your screen so you can see what it is. The guys over at the National Weather be a problem for Yap and some of the Filipino islands, but it seems to me that we're going to be in a little bit of a clear for the next couple of days. Partly cloudy tonight with overnight lows of about 77 degrees, winds east 9 to 14 miles an hour. That's for tonight. Tomorrow also mostly cloudy on Wednesday evening. I don't have an extended forecast that takes us into the blessed day that is Thanksgiving, a true blue, red, white, and blue American holiday. You know, they don't celebrate Thanksgiving in the Philippines because they didn't have Indian. I'll see if we can get some weather on that a little bit later on. In the meantime, with the heat index today is going to feel like 94 degrees. See a 20% chance of rain. Rip current warnings could be in effect if you're getting around the water. Always double check before you go in. Sunrise this morning, not for another 13 or so minutes. It's 6:24.
Never happened. Ever.
Darling, just make it a new holiday. Just
stop,
make it a 4-day weekend and be done with it.
You already know.
Yeah, you already know. We already know. It's this executive order for the end of, until the end of this administration. And maybe when Republicans get in there, we'll put some semblance back on things. Anyway, sunset tonight's going to be about 5:50 or so. There it is. News and weather together on 93.3 The Point. Brought to you by Bank Pacific, banking on the Pacific for over 70 years.
It's back. Celebrate 75 years of Payless Supermarkets with a $5 off fuel coupon. There's off fuel with every $75 purchase at any Payless location. But hurry, this offer is only good from November 17th to December 31, 2025. So don't miss out. Stock up on groceries and hit the road with fuel savings from Payless Supermarkets and 70
cents. Perfectly grilled and packed to go. Or taste the twist on a classic with the KFC Colonel's Musubi in original and zinger flavors. Hungry for more? Dig into the KFC Colonel's Big Platter. Sausage, egg, biscuit, and crispy hash. This has never been this exciting. Only at KFC Breakfast. So good, so breakfast.
What happened? Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by the guys over at APL American President Lines. Global is what I'm doing right about now. Hey, welcome to the program. Excuse the mess. It is the Ray Gibson Show on 93.3 The Point. My name is Ray. Thrilled as usual to be here with you. Thrilled to be back home. Thrilled.
Oh, it's awesome.
So there were a couple of those moments. Wait a second. There were a couple of those moments where, you go, okay, I think I've got everything laid out and getting ready to leave the Philippines. And I thought, you know what, maybe I'm going to try. I'll check in. I'll check in online. I'll do the online check-in thing. And I got to the page and it said, it's too early for you to check in online. And I said, no, I'm leaving Saturday night and arriving on Guam on Sunday. It said, not according to the reservations that you have in the computer where it says you're leaving on Sunday and we'll be back home on Monday. Fortunately, I was able to make all of those changes, and because otherwise, I'm just going to tell you right now, there's no way in hell that I would have been able to make a Filipino Airlines arrival on Guam at and they got in early too, like 3:30 instead of 4. But even after that, you got to make your way through all of the other things, and so I got into the Guam International Airport early on Sunday morning, and the arrival section, upstairs immigration looking a little bit better, tiny bit better. They got they got some flooring in the area, and they're still still some construction stuff that's very apparent. The same thing downstairs. You make your way down to where customs are, and it doesn't look like we're getting any serious upgrades on the conveyor belts for the luggage.
There, Ray.
For the luggages.
We're getting close to the end of this administration, so everything's going to get tidied up.
Start getting clean.
Yeah,
all right.
You notice it.
It's what Mayor Jess Alec had to say about that, isn't it? Anyway, so I got my fingers crossed that's going to work out down the road one of these days. But then I got to the point where you're supposed to wait in the line to go through the guys at Customs and Quarantine. And that used to be, at least in my mind, that used to be one of the fastest things that you did. Because all you need, you either have your paperwork handy or you get the CQA thing. But there was an actual line. It was moving, but there was a line, like a Disneyland line, around the place. And I thought, what the heck is going on? It wasn't like that last time. What changed? Who touched something? Somebody touched something there, and now it takes longer.
Dude, they need more dudes.
Bro, that's the first of that. That is the first of my welcome home greetings from people. Because you don't get that too much from the immigration guys upstairs. But when you get downstairs, you get to the customs guys, and they're, I got they're sitting there, and they got one leg out, and they got this waiting for you to come by. You know what I'm talking about, right? And then it's always like, hey, Ray, welcome home. Good to have you back here. I missed you on the radio. Charlie did a great job, but I missed you on the radio. Good to have you back.
You're not carrying anything, are you,
No,
Ray?
nothing to declare, sir. Nothing to declare, sir. But you remember when I was leaving, and the big question that I had in my head when I was leaving was, hey, what are the policies? What's it like trying to get into the Philippines? And can I bring beetle nut into the Philippines? You know what I found out?
What?
Yes,
you can.
You can bring beetle nut into the Philippines. They never looked in my bag. They never checked the bag.
They never searched him.
No.
What are those nuts in there?
And I was kicking myself. Because I didn't bring any tierras because I didn't want to get anything confiscated, right?
Dude.
So I
looks like a weapon.
Fortunately, the B&B had a good butcher knife. It's kind of a dented butcher knife now, but they did have a good butcher knife.
I hired someone to cut that for you, Ray.
I was looking for somebody to chew it for me. I was looking to bite the thing open for me. Anyway, so the good adventures on the trip as usual. There's nothing ever wrong with a trip out to the Philippines, and even though it was for medical, not my medical, it was still great to be in Manila, in Bonifacio Global City. 6:18 in the morning. Anyway, thank you again very much for Charlie Hermosa for taking over the program for a week. I didn't hear any complaints. All I heard was good news about some of the things that he did. Apparently Thursday was a wild show. Do you remember?
Was it?
Did they all kind of run together in your head? I don't know. But anyway,
it was wild every day.
That's the
man.
time that you told him, don't read the comments.
Oh,
don't read the comments.
Okay, yeah, that was wild, man. We said, don't look, Charlie.
Don't never look. Okay,
those,
no, we need the comments. We need the comments. Like Vern Bates 3000. Are you all opposed to using Rumble? And the answer is we've been on Rumble for a year. We don't make a big deal about it. It's just whenever something
it's up to you.
Yeah, something bad happens. We will occasionally if we lose a feed completely, it'll be like don't forget you can always catch us all. All right, so here's contacting the Ray Gibson Show. Facebook Live. YouTube Live, and it has been glitchy for a while, but again, I don't know what the problem is because all of the other feeds are looking good. We've got Facebook Live, YouTube Live, rumble.com, ThePOINT.gu on the World Wide Web. That is as close to a virgin feed as you can get. I mean, it goes directly from our console equipment to the website, so there's nothing in between. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot by way of interaction because I can't see you can't see, or you can't. Can you see me?
Yeah.
Are you there? Can you see?
They can see you, dude.
So we got Facebook Live, YouTube Live, rumble.com, ThePOINT.gu, and on a delayed basis, you can watch us on KUAM TV. They got us all over the place. So any speaker, anytime, anything, anytime. So I like YouTube on my phone, and I listen to the radio to ignore the glitch. All right, Catherine, there might be a little bit of a time lag for you. And this is weird because I'm seeing different names here. It used to be just Catherine, and now it's at Catherine-Y4J4C. So I don't know. It's looking like it's
account, Ray.
What's that?
That's her burner.
Burner account might be. So I was working through the phone technology in Philippines, and one of the things that I realized is that my iPhone, while a terrific telecommunication device no longer has the kind of battery power it did when it was brand new and virgin like itself. And I'm just saying, there's a whole lot of waiting. You know, when you're trying to get clearances, and you know, you got a procedure coming up. You got to see this doctor. You got to go to that doctor. Gone. Goodbye. And you
carry
go,
the spare battery with you?
I do.
There you go.
Yeah, but it died too. but did you know? Did you know there's a Beyond the Box in Philippines?
No way.
There's a couple of Beyond the Boxes in the Philippines.
Do they know you?
Huh?
Do they know you?
I asked for the company discount.
I was going to ask.
Let me speak to the supervisor.
No.
Oh.
No, they were going to call the security guard with the big shotgun.
Yeah, the rusty shotgun.
No, I'll behave. I'll just pay. Everything's on sale, right? But anyway, so that was a fun part of it. But it just, you know, what occurred to me is, you know, and I didn't know whether Charlie was in some of the same feeds that I was in. So I was trying to make sure that, you know, when I got an email or when I got a notice on one of my WhatsApp chats or something like that, that I could send it to him. And so, you know, I'm sending him stuff just in case, in ICMY, in case you missed this, right? And I'm like, okay, you got this, obviously, the thing on the DFS shutdown.
That's huge.
That's great news. That's great. You know, no. It's
Boonies bought it. They're reopening it.
You know what it's great news for? We're gonna sell it to it'll, you know, it's gonna be a Korean church.
Oh, that would be sweet.
It's gonna be it'll be the Tuanbe Church
all the
of the Korean
Omas
Jesus
down there,
just
walking
like
and exercising.
All of the ones that are all over the rest of the island, they'll consolidate into that one big one. But is anybody starting to consider what we might want to think about putting in that building when it's done? I'm thinking, you know what I'd like to
Community theater.
Community theater. But you've got that little place over at the mall that they let you practice in. So I was thinking about bulldoze it. And
just move the headstones,
bro. Bro, do you remember Signature?
Yeah,
we're gonna bring back Signature.
Signature's coming back.
Signature's coming back. It'll be run by Boonies. It'll be Boonies. He's gonna buy up everything that's closing. Anyway, so you got that. So you got that story there, and then I guess load shedding came back.
Oh, it's amazing, Ray. It's one of the things you missed out on, man, while you were gone.
We got to do it in Johnny's voice.
A little bit last night.
It never left. Load shedding never left. It just apparently came back.
Charlie calls it blackouts, Ray.
And then we've got and it was predictable. Almost the same day as the governor's office comes out touting how we were going to have a groundbreaking for Simon Sanchez. There was going to be a groundbreaking for Simon Sanchez.
Road dogs.
It's just great. And there's more. We got the Homeland Security and Civil Defense, the office up there. They had to close it down.
No way.
Okay, put Sean Gumatauta on the list.
Sean Gumatauta.
Put Shawnee on the list. Apparently they
roaches.
Talkie. There's Talkie. Apparently they've got a sewage problem
Someone was talking Talkie
up in that place. Well, I don't know. It's weird though because
someone had Mexican.
It's above the mountain, but it's below ground, right? So I mean, do we have any? Above. Does it need to get? I'm using my hand.
Does it need to get snaked? We need to snake it, Ray.
Call Jessica Barrett. Call Jessica, and they will take care. There'll be a couple of guys, butt crack dudes, the butt crack patrol. They'll go up there. You know what? They're great though. They take off their shoes before they come in the house. Anyway, 6:25.
You're right about that.
Lots and lots in my head on the table of contents. If I missed anything, then by all means, you need to help me out here. Because I was on the phone. I was checking all the time. But if there was anything else that I missed, any cool political gossip that's floating around, there was a degree of political gossip floating around over the last couple of days, but I can't get anything confirmed here about the veracity of some of the claims that I'm hearing. Is Mike out? Okay, now this we know he's out of the guard.
Ooh, which Mike?
The tag.
All right.
So he's like resigned because he wanted to ensure that they what was the deal? They wanted the continuity of command and to ensure that there was no ambiguity in all of this. Yeah. So but then there was a conversation. Okay, so that frees him up now to run as governor with Frank Blas Jr.
Sure does, but Has there been an announcement?
There has not been an announcement. I was thinking maybe there'd be one while I was gone, but I went and came back, and I haven't heard any announcements. And everybody's still waiting for the announcement on who Josh Tenorio is going to be running with. Is it?
Who's he pulling out with?
I don't know. Is he going to?
Who are you pulling out with, man?
You've been on the road. You've been in your head a lot, haven't you?
Sorry.
It's okay. No problem. Anyway, so let me just make a couple of introductions around here. Real Joe, going to get the phone. You call it 888-8255, 888-TALK. That's as you know, the telephone number here at the radio station. A bunch of other different ways that you might be able to make contact with us. Among them is just send us your pictures, your memes, your comments. You can do that at the meme machine 7978255. No, we call it a meme machine, to try to make it sound more sophisticated and Pika's bestie. But the truth of the matter is, it's just WhatsApp, so it's available to everybody. You don't need any special credentials to get in here. Jeff from Pirates Cove uses it every morning to get these up on the screen. Nice. So you can do the same thing with yours. Many funny memes that you've seen, some cool videos. I will say, send me the actual video. I didn't realize how much this needs explaining. But if you send me a YouTube thing, I cannot play it directly from it's a browser. But for some reason, YouTube doesn't turn that into a URL. I'm sorry, Meme Machine does not turn that into a URL that I can click on and just start playing. So it means I've got to take it and put it into a.
Yeah, it's so much trouble.
I gotta convert.
Yeah,
I gotta convert. And I can't convert while I'm talking on the radio at the same time. So if you got an actual video, then go ahead and send that to me in video form on the thing. Links to videos are kind of useless for me as far as that's concerned. At any rate, there's other things that go on around here. Donna D is going to take care of news and headlines. And if worse comes to worse, I try to check the Facebook feed for comments and the YouTube feed for comments. If the YouTube feed keeps screwing around, I might change that and turn it into the Rumble feed. Rumble.com, the World Wide Web, perfectly fine. And we don't have any issues that I'm aware of with any of the feeds going in there. So by all means, you might want to go and check that out, see what's going on. There's already a few other guys in there. I don't know if there's any kind of crazy commentary or other political gossip and smart-ass comments that we might be able to use on the air, but we'll see. At any rate, where was I? So introduced, I'm introduced, Pika's best. Okay, and so now all we got to do is say good morning to Pika's best listeners here.
Sometimes you want to go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You want to be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You want to be where everybody knows your name. You want to go where people know people are all the same. You want to go where everybody knows your name.
Was that Johnny Utah? What are you complaining about now? What is this? Ray, you haven't looked at my memes sent to you in the meme machine in like 6 months. I gave up.
Oh my God!
Are you on your period?
He's emotional. Are you emotional? It's Monday, bro. It's Sunday where you're at.
Start again?
Are you okay?
You want to just start over again? It's all right.
Send them virtual hugs, Ray.
I'm going to work on it. And I can tell it's Monday.
You're sorry, man.
No, I'm not sorry. I just I tilted the machine over in one direction and lost everybody. But I think EOD Kaboom might have come in number one on that.
Hot wives.
Good dads, all of that stuff. Ham radio guy, what can we say? And I know Auntie Bennett Lohan Duenas is hanging out in the machine. Loren Michelle saying good morning and welcome back. And I'll see if I can recapture all of that stuff before too much longer. In the meantime, I'll check on what's going on the YouTube side. There's Rick Guerrero 9094. I thought it was just Rick Guerrero says good morning and welcome back. Tommy Napati online over there. EOD Kaboom hanging out on this side as well. Adult Supervision MP Ogo saying welcome back, Ray. Charlie did an awesome job while you were gone. Well, that's why I asked him. Stephen Klein says welcome back and Tattoo Sean Gumatauta saying good morning from As Lucas Telefofo. Hey, the other Governor Leon Guerrero checking in.
The other acting governor.
Just a reminder: no man's health, wealth, or freedom is safe while the legislature is in session. Is Josh acting again? Do you know?
No, I don't know.
Okay, the presumption is, though,
Yeah.
is this late in any governor's administration?
Yeah. I always run into Governor Lou. I haven't seen her around. So
Probably
maybe.
off
It's
island. Yeah.
It's a holiday.
The appropriate greeting is always going to be welcome back. Let me see, Booney Dog Chamorro hanging out on this side as well at Catherine saying good morning and welcome back at Vern Bates. Booney Dog Chamorro. Mike is out of tag. He makes number 3 or 4. I guess it's called tag for a reason. As in tag you're it. Nice.
Oh, my God.
Richard Manant says, good morning. The water needs to get their act together. Water outage Saturday before 11 a.m. Came back on Sunday afternoon after 3. Had been calling every 2 hours asking him for the status of their reply crew working. Rolling blackouts are GPA's finest throwback moments. Well, so the other thing is I get in and make it through all of the airport stuff. Got a ride from the airport to the house. Walked into the house and put the luggage down over there and began the process of trying to remember whether I had a cold beer laying around. Did I leave myself a beer? And then all of a sudden, this serious now. This is like 4:45, right? And I just literally walked into the house, and then boom.
No power?
No power. No power. And I know exactly I knew exactly what it was. There's a pole near my house, and it's got fuses on it, and the fuses, that's the noise that they make when they pop.
Ooh,
Boom.
nice. Poppity pop pop.
Yeah. And now I know this is not something that they got to call the consultants in for. It's not like JB's got to go and ride a bucket truck to go and sort out the issue, but I do know that well, this is going to be an hour. It'll take an hour. Dispatch. The light will go on somewhere on a map of Guam over at GPA, and it will show that the pole near Ray Gibson's house has blown the fuses. And they will send the guys out there.
Sorry, just man.
Bro, the neighbors don't even come out anymore. They don't even come out anymore.
We don't twitch.
It's okay.
You don't even move.
Yeah. It's, just give it an hour, and the lights will come back on. The only reason why you'd want to get up in that time period is because that's when you want to make sure that the house is disconnected from the power, at least the expensive stuff, your washing machines, your big-ass TVs, and your what's the other thing? Oh, air conditioners.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
You want to pop that.
Yeah, because it's otherwise... Otherwise, there we go. Good rolling blackouts. GPA's finest throwback comments. Yeah, so I'm sitting in the hospital waiting for an appointment, and I get word that as usual now they're talking about turning the Friday after Thanksgiving into a Gov Guam holiday. I think they already did, right? It's already done. It's already done. And I'm sitting.
Yeah, it's a done deal.
You know what, bro? If anything, you guys need to be working on Saturday and Sunday to fix some of this stuff. I'm just, I'm looking around, and I'm reading the headlines and looking at all this crap going on, and I'm thinking maybe a 6-day week as opposed to the 4 that they're going to have today. Only 3, right? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, Friday off. So how are we going to solve all these problems that I'm talking about here? With just a little extra time in the office, a little bit extra time in the truck.
Put everybody on jug rate.
We can fix some of this stuff. But no. We'll just tell you what, we'll work hard for 3 days here. We're going to I'm not touching my Sudoku till later. And you know what? I'm going to Sudoku on my own time. That's what I'm going to do. But otherwise, I'm going to be working really, really hard.
This is the week to sham, Ray.
ShamWow,
Yeah.
6:34 in the morning. Tell you what, there's plenty of other stuff on the table of contents here. Welcome to chime in, as I said, on some of the usual venues and vehicles that we've got here. And Donna D is going to take care of, while you're doing that, Donna D is going to take care of news and headlines, etc. off. Donna, what's going on? What am I missing today?
GMH has begun installing new cooling towers to improve air quality and patient comfort. The project follows the delivery of one 265-ton chiller and two 450-ton chillers earlier this month. GMH stated these new systems will help address mold and humidity concerns and improve air conditioning reliability. The governor called the investments essential for continued quality care. Meanwhile, Public Health confirmed a new case of pertussis or whooping cough, bringing the total confirmed cases for 2025 to 5. Public Health stressed that the infection is highly contagious but vaccine preventable. An investigation has begun to trace contacts and determine the source. Residents are urged to ensure their immunizations are up to date. And the third annual Nenny Market was held recently at Donkey, showcasing 22 businesses run by 27 young entrepreneurs. The event was sponsored by Inspire Marianas to help kids develop their creativity and business skills. The young entrepreneurs will next showcase their products at the Nenny Christmas Market at the Micronesia Mall on December 6th. And those are your local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
I got you. 6:36 in the morning, and conversation that Booney's having with himself on YouTube says Ray dresses like he's going to a Flock of Seagulls concert at the old Pescador. Is the shirt too noisy for you? Do I get to turn this thing down?
No.
God, I'm glad to be home. I've missed this. Because when you're traveling, especially Philippines, it's all ma'am sir, this, that, and the other. Everybody absolutely stroking me. But I come back, and now I'm back in the bosom of reality that is the Ray Gibson Show. All right, so as I said, there's a bunch of stuff on the table of contents, and I went through and did some editing here on a couple of stories that I'd been kind of holding on to. What? Was I supposed to tell you what they were?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. No, because I want to get into just one other thing. So I had a chore I had to take care of yesterday. I was helping out. I was helping somebody out. And they moved from one place to another. And as I'm sure you know, when in the process of moving from one place to the other,
I don't have a truck.
You call everybody that you know that has a truck. Anyway, so we did the move from one place to another thing. But when you leave the one place, it's like, you got all this crap. Do I want to take this to the new place, or do I want to take it to the dump?
Ooh, junk it or keep it.
Yeah. So there was a whole bunch of stuff in the back of the truck yesterday that was going down. Did you know that solid waste is open on Sunday?
No way.
Yeah.
Is there a dude there eating a sandwich?
There was. I don't want to make any assumptions of gender.
Yeah.
I'm not assuming anybody's gender anymore. Not in these times where everybody freaks out if you get it wrong.
There was a warm body there.
There was a warm body there. They don't help you. They don't help you get the crap out of your car.
Of course not.
But they show you when it's your turn to park backwards.
Nice.
And
they point you in the right direction.
They point me in the right
What if you say,
direction.
come on, please, I need help?
No, I was okay with it. It's just the parking backwards thing. When you got even the Frontier, Rich has got like cameras all over the thing. Even the Frontier, it's a little bit tricky going backwards when the cameras are obstructed by the junk that you've got in the vehicle. So yeah, and you can't really see behind you. So
You
it's
need
one
the
of,
guy with the...
I'm going, Mom back. I need a mom back here.
Popsicles.
Again, and it's like
Two popsicles.
I'm just right here. Can you just go backwards? Turn right. Turn your wheel right. Turn your wheel to the right.
On the way.
According to a survey now, 25% of men and 32% of women get nervous when they try to pull into or out of parking spaces and when other drivers are watching. Performance anxiety. I am down with the concept. I'm sorry. Okay, now that's off my head. 888-825-5888-TALK is the telephone number around here. We'll see if we can get a look at what's going on in traffic and maybe scare up an attorney general or two. Stick around.
Stay cool all year round by checking out Johnstone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Picanell Road in Tamuning, call Johnstone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with Johnstone Supply.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved credit, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
6:40 in the morning. Now, I said that traffic was coming up. You'd think I'd be smart enough to put the traffic map up so I can see what's actually happening in traffic. Okay, fine. Let me just do the zoomy thing and find out what the big deal is. All right, only a little bit of traffic getting into Anderson Air Force Base, or just northwards, if you will, of the pound up in Gigo, up over in the Gain Place. Southbound Marine Corps Drive, looking pretty good from there. You get into the central Dededo area, no major traffic to alert you and alarm you about. You will find some car line traffic up around around Ukadu. Did they give Ukadu back to Department of Education yet? Have they done that yet? Because I'm trying to figure out whether that's going to be which of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse that's going to be when that gets returned. Who's going to be, what it will look like a month after that. Anyway, that's just me. You go into the 8, 10, and 16. No, I don't want to get there first. Wait. Hold on, I got to remember how I do this. So we go, Commander Blas, General Blas Drive, down to Marine Corps Drive, just a little bit of intersection traffic through there, and nothing major south of that. If you're taking 16 from the mall down to 8, 10, and 16, looking good through there. No major traffic on Route 15 to report, nothing happening on Route 10. Route 4 into town, looking pretty sweet. No major traffic on that one there, and no major traffic. Likewise on Route 8, getting into the downtown Agutnia area. Once you are downtown, it's a straight shot to anywhere else that you need to get to. Maybe Adelup is your final destination. I don't know. Maybe you need to go all the way down to Big Navy and Sumai. And it's a straight shot from there. So early morning traffic looking pretty good. 641, this is The Point.
At Guam Regional Medical City's Cancer Center, your care is our priority. We provide comprehensive treatment services tailored to your needs with compassionate support every step of the way. Our expert team specializes in hematology and oncology, delivers advanced radiation therapy, and offers personalized chemotherapy infusions in a comfortable setting. We also provide effective pain management and a full range of outpatient infusion services, including blood and iron transfusions. We're here for you, supporting your entire journey right here at home. Guam Regional Medical City, comprehensive cancer care close to home.
At Mezcla Dos, every bite is a taste of Guam. Juicy burgers, stacked high, crispy fries, and Chamorro barbecue hot off the grill, all made fast, fresh, and full of flavor. It's the island vibe you crave and made to satisfy. Whether you're dining in or grabbing a quick lunch to go, Mezcla Dos has the flavor that keeps you coming back. We're proud to be serving up food that shows off Guam's flavors, from our signature sauces to fresh local ingredients. Every dish is packed with island flavor. And don't forget, locals love Wednesdays. All locals and military get 10% off all day. Bring the whole family, bring your appetite, and make every Wednesday a flavor-packed day. Because at Mezcla Dos, every meal feels like home.
643, Ray Gibson Show, and I have to apologize to Joe and Charlie. Because before I left, I packed up all of my papers and I stuck them in my office, and that included all of the scripts for the live reads. You know, all the different ads we do.
That's
for.
All right, man.
You know,
we got through it. Had to right wing it.
For our most favored friends and advertisers and sponsors here on the program, including the folks over at Wendy's. But I was thrilled here because I got new Wendy's copy. You asked. They listened. The bacon portobello mushroom melt is back. Your favorite at Wendy's. Deliciously indulgent sandwich. They got juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, because we applewood smoked bacon, everything over at Wendy's. Sauteed portobello mushrooms and melted cheese, all on this soft, toasty bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's bacon portobello mushroom melt.
It's the Ray Gibson Show. Call now, 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Remarking that the roll call is not taking as long today as it usually. Yeah, it's because I screwed up and I tilted the screen. And when you tilt the screen on an iPad, everything underneath, all the comments disappear. But Ismael Velez is online. Says was watching UCLA versus UW game. Auntie Bennett saying Oba Scoba. Dennis Larson sending love from Italy. Jerome McDonald is online. Good to see you there, my friend. I got Andy Trelai hanging out. American Democrats - Epstein files. Guam Democrats. Pua fraud.
What?
You mean the Saki 7? Using the correct Ray Gibson approved nomenclature here. Let me see. What do we got? Ismail with a joke. You know what else is highly contagious and vaccine preventable? Democrats.
Oh, my God.
Hi, Day. Tattoo Shauna sending some caffeine love. Andy Terlai says, I saw my red Trump hat yesterday. Gonna buy it behind my wife's back today. Merry Christmas. Gobble Gobble weekend for the Guam public, says Richard Leon. Nick Nichols online. Big Sister Shelley. Hi, checking in, missing my brother. So you all enjoy having him back, listening while waiting for the OR vampires. Yeah, procedure this morning about 9 o'clock. So this is a routine procedure, but still in all, I'm going to be asking for your prayers about then. Would you? 645 on the Ray Gibson Show. 888-8255-888-TALK is the telephone line here, and whatever. Real Joe chatting with somebody on the Gizmo.
That's so funny.
I don't know. I can hear him laugh from here. Is it the Attorney General?
Yeah. I asked him how he was doing.
Doug Moylan, he's the toughest AG on crime. Doug Moylan.
I'm sorry. It was one of those special moments. You ever kind of lean out over on an issue and say, "Well, I might be wrong," but in this case, I'd done my share of homework and looked into some of the details. Went to the Gura website, took a look at the record, what it was that they said they were going to be doing, and also taking a look to see what the Guam Code Annotated had to say about eminent domain. And the nature of something as sacrosanct in this town as land, and the frivolous nature in which the guys over at Gura decided that they were going to squint really, really hard. If they squinted their eyes really, really hard, they might be able to see a way in the Guam Code Annotated to be able to accomplish what they thought was going to be a slam dunk. So I felt like I'd been validated in that process and seen, and I can only imagine that my friend, the Attorney General of Guam, felt likewise after the ruling from Judge Elise Iriarte. Buenos and half a day, Attorney General Doug Moylan.
Half a day, Ray. Welcome back.
It's good to be home. I'll tell you what, that put a smile on my face. Almost kept me from going frowny face on the return of load shedding, and obviously we've gotten this procurement kerfuffle again on Simon Sanchez. It just feels like we can't get out from under any of those dark procurement clouds. Again, that might need to be a special endeavor of the Attorney General's office.
Well, let's just see if he actually goes after it. They threaten things like that, what is it, in Rahan solar farm. They threaten things like these guys that put us over the barrel with this Okudu power plant. Let's see them actually take it in the court.
Yeah.
We've got a group of lawyers that like fighting us.
Doug, I don't know any lawyer that doesn't like fighting you. This is going back to your first time.
Ray.
Yeah, I know. Going back to your first time as the Attorney General of Guam.
The U.S. Supreme Court, my friend.
Yep, I remember the trips. 6:48 in the morning. But let's go back to this deal on the ultra vires. Or Klitsky say outside the law actions that were taken over by Gura. Your first response when you saw the paperwork come out of the court.
It showed the quality lawyers that I have in our office working for the people. That was brief for me. And, people think that I'm just in my little room, plotting against everybody. This is a AG's office with about 200 people in it, with about 30 to 40 lawyers in there. And these guys think of things. I'm the client for purposes of a lot of the work. And I say, show me my options. Show me what the law is and show me the options. And what happened with the Superior Court was only a few of the arguments that were developed back in December.
Right.
When we started getting wind that the governor was doing these backdoor deals with Gura. And, Gura's in trouble right now. Those guys have used federal processes and money to take what they purchased. There's 3 lots, Ray. They took 2 of them, which is shocking to begin with, that you're taking people's property again, hence my grandfather when they took all the property in Agana that he had. And then they go in and purchased a property under the guise of a hospital from that estate. They better return that money because there's a HUD complaint that our office is sending over right now this week to inform HUD that these guys are run amok at Gura. Estevez and company, that whole board up at Gura, they should be criminally reviewed by the U.S. Attorney's Office for how they've been spending that money and putting us all through this trauma, Ray. Do you realize that this whole thing with everybody kind of gripping and hoping, please don't spend that money because we may have to repay it. And by the way, how are we going to pay $1.5 billion, senators at the legislature? How are we going to pay it? The governor has totally ignored all of us and basically just run rampant with that gubernatorial hat that she wears. So I'm hoping the feds come in and they start indicting people, because you can't just you can't play like this, Ray, without consequences.
And it's not just. I was thinking about, and it's only a dozen pages or so of the Judge Lisa's Iriarty's statements here. Only about a dozen pages of it, but I still thought it was fairly narrow. I mean, there were a couple of other points that you and I had talked about while it was actually underway, up to and including violations of the open government law.
Right, Ray. The key thing was that GURA is not in the business of condemning property when you have no housing whatsoever. This is what I'm saying. This is a harebrained idea between the governor's councils, Jeff Moots, Leslie Travis, the governor, along with their attorney over at GURA. They went to the back room. And we're just talking about the platonics of it. You didn't follow the open government law. Everything that you did is void. Well, that's just one argument. I don't think the judge really touched that. She touched exactly what we were saying. I mean, that's why I say it's one of the arguments that we've used in the federal court. And when we sued the governor to stop the spending of our money, that GURA can only do housing and redevelopment, and then that power to kind of grab property is very limited, and that's properly within the realm of the legislature. When the legislature is really the only authority that should be taking our property under the eminent domain provision in the Organic Act and the Constitution. So when they gave GURA, and that's at the time, Ray, if you remember, I asked the legislature to strip GURA of that power to take our property. They literally can go into our villages and take your house, take my house, under some sort of a screwy redevelopment theory. That's what the type of lawyering that's going on with GURA and the governor's office. These guys are not acting in our best interest, Ray. They're acting in that governor. He's got to be changed out.
But if they were going to follow it, then certainly this green land that they've got up north certainly would not have ever qualified for that. We've got other more blighted areas on Guam that need the attention and could use that kind of rehabilitation. I mean, if it's available, if that's where the money is going. But there's no way that they could have made a connection between these federal dollars that were fairly narrowly focused on what they were supposed to be spent for, on being able to do taking that money and using it to restore blighted areas up in the community. Zero down. I'm talking about you.
Exactly, Ray. And that's why I'm saying GURA went outside its authority. That's why the court used the word ultra vires. The legislature delegated certain authorities to GURA. Our review of it was that it was improper. I notified the governor early on in December 2024, December 3, 2024. And I asked the governor to sit down with the proper people, which was the leaders of the legislature. The legislature and the governor make these decisions, not just the governor. So these are the consequences, Ray. And I welcome the feds to come in and do a criminal investigation, because that's the only way this government is learning. The governor and our cabinet, it's the only way these guys learn. Just drag them before a grand jury and indict them.
Yeah, federal guys are a little bit busy on another big case involving certain... I got to be careful with my insinuations.
Well, Ray, it speaks for itself.
The Saki 7. Yes, they are. Well, but there's other links now between the governor's office, GURA, and monies, and links now to dollars
It's called laundering, Ray.
What's that?
It's called laundering, money laundering.
No, I wasn't going to take it that. I was going to take it there. I was going to say, what about this utility corridor that they're going to want to build up on Route 15 now? The utilities to nowhere.
You can't poo-poo it, Ray. Where is that infrastructure going? It was for a hospital. Now that the court has said you can't condemn those two properties up there, where's the infrastructure going? Like I said, nowhere. Do we need a hospital in 10 years? No, we need a hospital now. We're talking about chiller units at the GMH. What about the quality of care? What about the doctors, the open heart surgery neurologists? Those are the things that are DCs. And this whole thing we need the doctors. Give me a break. We've been trying to get lawyers ever since the last 2022. And this governor does everything she can to prevent me from bringing lawyers in order to help this community. Now you can see with the doctors. It's the doctors and lawyers. We're an island. We're not growing enough of our own people in these specialties. Where's the University of Guam? I got a Protect scholarship from them in 1990. Where's the University of 1988?
I was going to say.
Where is the University of Guam stepping forward and saying we need doctors and lawyers in this community? So it's the whole system needs to be revamped. Government needs to be changed. You need to get lawyers in there, good lawyers, people that know what they're doing, not people that are learning like what is it?
Well, I don't know why we got to change everything, Doug. Why we got to change everything? We just we now have what Ginger Cruz is referring to as an opportunity in Tumon. We've got to look at the DFS closure as not something sad. We got to look at that as a catalyst. We got load shedding in the news. We've got Homeland Security and Civil Defense. They've apparently shut their office down because they've got a sewage overflow problem, and all of this while the governor was running around going, everybody's doing such a great job. Here's Friday off again.
Right. This type of governor we have, Ray. She's taking us down the toilet with her. This whole community is going down the tubes because this governor and her cabinet are unable to run a government. They need to be changed yesterday, not just in, next year. Another year of this, Ray? Are you kidding me? My refrigerator is about ready to go out. They're load shedding every day now, Rick.
No, you got to be careful. Put some kind of UPS in front of it, biggest one you can afford. Doug, as usual, I appreciate your time. You were and we were communicating a little bit while all the paperwork was breaking in the middle of last week. But I wanted my first reaction after talking with you and a couple of other people was to reach out to the governor's office because so I sent a note to Crystal Paco. I said, "Will there be a response from the governor's office on this ruling?"
Let's get their press secretary. How much are we paying her to spend the information? Why don't you come out, Governor, and talk to us? Why don't you go to the legislature and say, how do we fix this health care problem? Stop trying to take the power away from the Attorney General.
No, I was going to say, the note that I sent to Crystal was, can I get some kind of response? And then I used the 3 emoji faces of the emoji that's twisted over laughing and tears coming out of his eyes. But that's just me. As usual, it's always a pleasure starting my week with you, Doug Moreland, and happy Thanksgiving. If there's anything that I'm thankful for, it is that you are in that office fighting for us.
Thank you, Ray.
That's the buddy. Shoots 888-8255-888-TALK. What? It's true.
Gobble them up, AG. Gobble, gobble.
But I was one of those. I gloated, dude. I was gloating. You remember?
Yeah.
Remember how much I was gloating after Trump won?
Yes.
I had the same gloating when I got that paperwork. I'm just reading it.
Felt good.
It's a page turner. Every page was. You were right, Ray. Every page. Right? They're absolutely right. Was waiting for the rest of,
so.
But we told you so. Where's do we have it's in the archive somewhere on YouTube, right? Where we can find it, where we can, or what's his name saying that if he was wrong, he'd quit? Fernandez.
Oh my God. There's receipts?
Or Stebbins. I don't know. I always get confused on who's where. Yes, there's receipts. We might, and then there was, I'll debate you anytime, anywhere. And then the actual director came out and said, "Oh no, you won't. No. It's got to go through me." And he's busy right now. He's was it end of the year stuff that he was supposed to be doing, or end of the fiscal year stuff that he was supposed to? Anyway, just loads of fun when you live here on Guam. This is the price that we pay. Is the smiles that we get on our faces for these small victories. This is the price that we pay for the poison in the water.
Oh yeah.
And the lights and Tracy's going, "Come on, man! I've been giving you intel and details on what's going on."
Tracy.
Yeah,
it's not your fault.
And so last night I get the blurb from Tracy that she forwarded, I think, from their people. As of 6:26 p.m., energy demand exceeded capacity, triggering load shedding, and the following feeders are currently affected: Jigo, Dededo, Tamuning. Man, nobody lives there. Oh, wait, there's Pago, Hagåtña, the other Hagåtña circuit, Hagåtña Heights, Mangilao, MTM, Sinanya, and then back to Dededo, and by, I want to say, 8 o'clock, everything that was finally restored. The point that I'll make here, aside from the obvious the kerfuffle, is for some reason, despite the fact that we've got all kinds of generation in PPP, we're still not making enough electricity to meet the demands of this community. So So wherever you can, take one for the team. And I don't know, I'm thinking a cold shower and in a hot bedroom tonight. It's 7 and time for the news.
Progress in ending the war in Ukraine. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Secretary of State Marco Rubio in Geneva for talks aimed at ending the war between Ukraine and Russia.
I can tell you, that I feel very optimistic that we can get something done here because we made a tremendous amount of progress today.
But there are concerns about the U.S. peace proposal.
Ukraine's ambassador to the U.S., Olga Stefanishina, on CBS Face the Nation, said while talks are centered on ending the conflict between Russia and Ukraine,
this plan is not about the justice and the truth of this war and the aggression.
Virginia Democratic Senator Mark Warner on ABC's This Week agreed there may be too many Ukrainian concessions in this plan.
Give up the balance of the Donbass, cut back on their military forces, frankly, never be able to join NATO.
A State Department official said the deal being a Russian wish list is blatantly false. President Trump has also indicated this may not be his final offer. Gernal Scott, Fox News.
Some airlines are canceling flights to and from Venezuela after a warning from the FAA.
The FAA warning of a, quote, potentially hazardous situation as tensions escalate between the U.S. and Venezuela. The U.S. increasing its military presence in that region. Some carriers announcing canceled flights include TAP Air Portugal, Iberia, and GOL. Since September, the Trump administration has conducted at least 21 strikes on boats suspected of trafficking narcotics in Central and South American waters. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announcing the discovery of a criminal network allegedly linked to Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro and his inner circle. Angelo Bavaro, Fox News.
And a new report reveals that the mother of Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old found dead on a Carnival cruise ship, apparently found out about her daughter's death online. America is listening to Fox News.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sauteed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese, all on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
Loaded now.
A bill being considered by Ohio lawmakers would prevent stores and government agencies from going completely cashless.
The cash bill would require stores and government offices maintain at least one point of sale where good old folding money still spends for payments up to $500. Ohio State Representative David Thomas says he hears from constituents who don't trust cashless payment methods. He says cash is the basis for business in America. Our taxpayers should always have the ability to use it. The Ohio bill mirrors federal legislation from Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman and North Dakota Congressman Kevin Kramer that would require businesses to accept cash and bar them from charging a higher price to those who choose to pay that way. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem heading to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport today after announcing $1 billion TSA investment. Fox's Chanley Painter has that.
According to Noem, the more than $1 billion investment will go to new technology, training, and advancements in security systems at airport checkpoints across the country. The FAA administrator saying this, quote, "Thanks to the dedication of our air traffic controllers and every FAA employee, we are ready for the holiday rush and take pride in helping travelers reach their friends and families during this important time of year. Nearly 82 million Americans are expected to travel over the next week, and we're keeping an eye for any major delays."
The FAA says it's gearing up for the busiest Thanksgiving travel period in 15 years. Tens of millions are driving to their Thanksgiving destinations, and analyst Ruby Lundberg tells us they'll pay more for gas.
Gasoline prices moved up 4 cents per gallon in the past 2 weeks. The average is now $3.16 for regular.
But prices still hover near their lowest level since the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. I'm Kathleen Maloney. This is Fox News.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. Want approved credit? Some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Are you planning a trip to the Philippines? Why not come back feeling healthier and more rejuvenated? At the Medical City, we offer world-class healthcare services, including comprehensive executive checkups and top-tier aesthetic treatments for as low as $530. Imagine lounging on white sandy beaches, shopping at top-tier shopping centers, and indulging in premium healthcare all in one vacation. Book your getaway now and experience the best of both worlds. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health.
For all your real estate needs, call the professionals at Hoffaday Realty. Jody, Saran, Libby, and Lolita, and they'll take care of you on every step of the real estate process. No worries. Just contact Hoffaday Realty at 588-4232 or 588-HOFFA or email them at hoffadayrealty@gmail.com. They're at 426 Chelon, San Antonio, Suite 204 in Tamuning. Open Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. Hoffaday Realty for all your real estate needs.
Hungry for that Chamorro food you love? Head over to Mezcla Dos every Wednesday for Locals Love Wednesdays. That's right. All locals and military get 10% off all day. Burgers and barbecue plates made fresh, made local, made just for you. So round up the family, bring your appetite, and taste the flavor that Guam craves. And don't forget, every Wednesday, locals and military save 10% all day long. Because at Mezcla Dos, every bite feels like home. Mezcla Dos, where the locals eat. News this hour is brought to you by AB Risk Solutions.
Off a day at 7:07, I'm Donna DeJesus. Here's a look at your local news on The Point. 38-year-old Maria Teresa Remis has been charged after police found suspected meth during a traffic stop. She was initially pulled over in Manguilao for an expired registration sticker. Officers confirmed both the registration and insurance were expired. During the stop, police found a 4-year-old boy on the front passenger seat of the vehicle without a proper child restraint. After Remis consented to a search, a small bag containing suspected meth fell from the sun visor. Remis was charged with possession and failure to use a child restraint. Meanwhile, the CLTC has authorized the automatic reversion of switched dates, times, and application types for all pending applications. The decision is aimed at correcting past irregularities, as current law does not support switching application dates between applicants or changing application types. Acting CLTC Director Joey Cruz estimated at least 300 pending applications have switched dates or times. The reversion means applications will return to their original forms to ensure efficiency and compliance with the law. Commissioner Fabian Cruz Respicio confirmed the board's action is intended to correct a wrong that has been committed in the past outside the realm of law. More news after this.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
The military is expanding its family child care program to include off-base providers, offering new business opportunities for local residents. The Guam Metro FCC office announced the expansion Friday, which aims to meet the increased demand for child care stemming from the anticipated influx of military personnel over the next 10 years. The program offers attractive rates, including up to $1,700 per month for a full-day infant care. Rear Admiral Brett Meadus called the move a win for Guam, noting it supports military families while strengthening the community. Local residents must be at least 18 years old, pass background checks, and be licensed by Public Health to qualify as a certified provider. And Philippine Airlines will launch direct flights between Guam and Cebu in less than a month, starting December 17. The new route departs Guam every Wednesday, Friday, and Sunday, and return flights from Cebu on Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. The airline says the route provides easier access to the Visayas and Mindanao regions, improves tourism, business, and trade, and offers better connections for travelers heading south from Manila. PAL is offering introductory fares starting at $339 round trip for December and January. For the holiday season, the airline will upgrade to wide-body aircraft to increase comfort and seat capacity for peak season travelers. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
Man, that was one of the sad parts of being out of town last week. Was they had a little kind of a ribbon cutting get together with the folks from PAL, all the big shots flying in, talking about the thing, and so I'm pretty sure I missed a great dinner. And I don't know. Is it possible there might be an inaugural flight that they might ask me to go on? How long? Hey, could you stand Charlie for another week?
Charlie's crossing his fingers right now.
Don, wait,
take him now.
You're a little bit too enthusiastic about that, Don. I'm asking, could you stand Charlie for another week? And Don's like, oh yeah,
I can.
Yeah. Oh hell yeah! What, did he bring in food?
I'm used to him now.
You're used to it.
Yeah.
He wears cologne, Rain.
He what?
He wears cologne.
Okay, so wait, hold. I didn't know that was allowed.
Yeah,
I didn't
me
know.
too, man.
I didn't know that was allowed because every once in a while, once actually, Donna made a remark about. And I'm like,
I just brought this up.
I can smell you. I see.
Do you have a date?
Yeah, it was a big date, bro.
I wash my hair and there's perfume in that, or maybe there's a little extra perfume in the deodorant. But I generally and I'm sensitive to it now. Every once in a while, I'd like a little spritz of a Zara or something like that. A man's cologne on me. On my way into the office here. But I worry that it might be too much and overwhelm Donna and her sensitive olfactories.
Like
well, okay. Let me. Do I at least smell good?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't smell bad is the thing. That's
I smell nothing.
You don't smell.
That's the best.
Fragrance
You're no
neutral.
Charlie Hermosa, but you smell all right.
I could smell his hair from the feed. Mostly sunny in today's forecast. Daytime highs today should be about 88 degrees. Is it time for the BAM sunrise picture from Pirates Cove? There it is. BAM, gorgeous way to start the Monday here. Highs around 88 degrees and gustus highs about 24 miles an hour. Might be enough to whip things up on the water, so be careful and double check when you get out there for rip currents, etc. Mostly sunny in the forecast. You send somebody else in. That's I always say, check. How do I check, Ray? Well, you send somebody else in the water. If they make it back, everything's going to be okay. Mostly sunny with highs near 89 degrees. Easterly winds up to about 14 miles an hour. That's for tomorrow. And Wednesday, it says partly sunny skies and daytime highs of about 89 degrees. East-northeast winds 9 to 14 miles an hour. With a heat index today, we'll feel like 94. There's a 20% chance of rain. Sunrise this morning was late, 6:24. Sunset tonight should be about 5:50. But, man, I was waiting last night, as I for my first meal back when I come home. I didn't. All my regular places are closed on Sundays, and so I thought, you know what? Here's what I'll do. Jamaican Grill can never go wrong at Jamaican Grill, right? 30 years I've been doing this, right? So
Jerk.
30. Yep. Jerk ribs.
Yeah.
Red rice, fruit salad, and a cold beer, and right there. And there's a. Normally, I don't like the idea of cutting trees down, but they need to cut down all of the trees between the backyard at Jamaica Grill in Agana and the Sunset. I might need to move the Fisherman's Co-op too. We might need to move that. But
sorry, Manny.
Or they need to build out. They need to build up and out or something like that, and just
blocking the sunset.
The whole area. Turn the whole area into. See, it's either that or take the food to go. But it doesn't. I've always found it's always better when you're actually in the spot. Andreas, I think, was the name of the guy that was our server, and he was very, very good and kept track of us. But anyway, so that was what my plan was last night, to Sunset and Jamaican Grill and cold beer at the same time. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. 714 on the Ray Gibson Show. 888-825-5888-TALK is the telephone number. Sorry. Funny. Charlie Hermosa writing, "Get my hair out of your mouth." He's going to come up and slap Joe. It's 7:14. I'll be right back. Don't you move.
Bundle smarter, work better. When you're running a business, every decision counts. Now's your chance to make one that gives you more. For a limited time, get hybrid fiber internet up to 1 gig for as low as $125 a month. Plus, get up to 6 months of free internet and free Samsung Galaxy earbuds when you bundle with Docomo Pacific. Ready to get started? Try our free bundles calculator by visiting info.docomopacific.com/radio25. While supplies last, some conditions apply.
Ring in the season with Coca-Cola and Burger King's Seasons Winnings Holiday Giveaway. 4 lucky winners will win a Coca-Cola premium prize pack at participating Burger King locations. Each prize pack includes a Coca-Cola outdoor canopy, barbecue grill, Adirondack chair, and a stainless cooler. Purchase any large Whopper combo meal and receive an official validation slip to enter on the official Coke Guam website. See restaurant for details. Promotion ends December 31st, 2025. Drawing will be held on January 7th, 2026. Happy holidays from your friends at Burger King. You rule. It's true. 7:15 Ray Gibson Show portions brought to you by APL American President Lines, a global presence with a local home and a good-looking team over at Security Title.
The Coconut Wireless is back. The Ray Gibson Show. Call now. 888-TALK. That's 888-8255.
Find the email. I thought I thought I had printed out or something ridiculous like that. It just I remember it caused me to caused me and my nephew a whole lot of laughter when it came through on my email feed about they apparently got to shut down the thing at Homeland Security and Civil Defense. Yeah. Because poo-poo, yes, we have Taki in the place. All of the stuff, the Taki that would normally shut down the Agania swimming pool is apparently there. Is that Tattoo Sean?
No, it's not.
Who's on the phone?
It's Landon.
Oh, Landon.
He's back.
Oh, that's right. Okay, so yeah, it was a little bit of one of those kind of... Okay, but we're getting Shawnee, right? Did you reach out to him?
I hope so, yeah. Yeah, you got it.
Thank you. It's the kind of confidence that I want to hear from my producer. I'll get him on the phone right away. All right, but Landon, I actually asked for any Landon, but I knew I was going to get there any Landon, any Idlet, but I knew I was going to get Landon.
We'll take what we can get.
Because he's back. Huh, dude?
I'm the best you can come up with.
well, there's no reason for me to complain about anything this morning as far as the National Weather Service is concerned, because near as I can tell, the radar stream is up. I was actually checking that a couple of times while I was in the Philippines, because I wanted to make sure that Charlie had access to it, number one, and number two, I wanted to make sure that we weren't creating anything. Because you know what, I got there, and this topic of the weather obviously is a big deal in the Philippines in this La Nina monsoon season that they've got, and it just felt like every week, and they were like, "Hey, where are you from?" "I'm from Guam." That's where our storms come from. That's every big devastating storm so far has come from around Guam, and so they know about it. I think they're gearing up for some kind of military works. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we get a lot of traffic on our social media pages at the National Weather Service from the Philippines, and this has really just exploded over the years since 2013, Super Typhoon Haiyan. So people are very worried and cognizant of any kind of emerging threat in the near or long range, and unfortunately, social media pages across the region have started pushing out long-range forecast models, and they often go viral, but there's no substance to it. And so that's why we try to approach it with a dose of reality, that you have to trust the forecast from the official government weather agencies, whether it's PEGASA or the National Weather Service, that we're going to be the most reliable, but we may not be the first to say something's going to happen because we want that credibility. And so they are looking at a disturbance approaching central Philippines, going up towards Bohol and Cebu, passing just north of Mindanao right now. That's just a invest area rated medium for development by WCS 92W. But to the north, they have the northeast monsoon. There's trade wind just surging right in across northern and central Philippines, and they can be some significant rainmakers, especially up in the Batad, Sagada, Banawe areas where you have these steep mountainous terrain. So this northeast monsoon, the trade winds can be a powerful impact maker.
Well, and Brandon and I talked about this a little bit. It seems to me, though, that once it gets over the mountains in central Philippines, central Luzon, then it loses a whole lot of gas. And so by the time it gets to your Manilas and your Cebus, it's mostly water, but mostly rain. But even that's a major problem because there's been so much rain there. The ground is inundated, and there's been all kinds of landslides. Some notable visuals coming in on social media of whole buildings that are tumbling down mountains. Apartment complexes tumbling down mountains and flash floods in the city. The rivers flowing over the banks, and now there's a growing amount of unsettlement there from the people saying, wait a second, there was supposed to be billions in American dollars that were spent. Was supposed to be spent on drainage control. None of that happened, and people are dying and drowning, and homes are being washed away.
Yeah, it's a bad situation over there, and it's any kind of solution to fix all those issues is going to be very long duration and wide-reaching. It's got to be because the problems are just so far, whether it's man-made or natural, and they have no shortage of natural disasters, with Cebu having several typhoons this year and that major earthquake up in northern Cebu. So just one thing after another for them.
Crazy times. But otherwise, we're looking pretty stable in our region. I'm looking at the satellite imagery on the screen. A little bit of chop on the eastern side. Doesn't look like that's going to turn into anything and just blow right over the Mariana Islands, right?
Yeah, we are in the surging trade wind season right now. That's going to carry us on into the holiday season. So it looks like it's going to be, the trade winds will be surging through the next several days. Not quite as strong as we saw late last week, Friday and Saturday, but the winds will be gusting up there, especially during the daytime. The seas and surf will be up. We do have a high risk of rip currents along east-facing reefs, and some of that surf will switch or curve around to the south and north-facing reefs and exposure. So watch out if you're going to Presidium Beach. But Thanksgiving looks fair and favorable. It looks like the winds will be easing up toward the last half of the week, and so Thanksgiving should be a beautiful day. I know it's a 4-day holiday weekend for government of Guam, so go out there and make the best of it. Enjoy friends and family and shopping. But again, if you're going to be in the waters, play it safe the next several days, as the seas and surf will be elevated and choppy, especially over the coastal waters.
So I need, all of these weather reports eventually turn into something that benefits me. And so I'm thinking I was able to get a bunch of that painting, outside painting, done at the House 20 in the last month or so. Now that I'm back, I want to finish the project, and I'm hoping for some clear skies and some rain-free days, if not weeks, between now and when it starts getting ugly again.
And you will definitely get those days as long as you do not touch the paint. But the moment you open up that bucket of paint, this clouds will just materialize right over your head. So watch out. All kidding aside, we're going to have some fine days in the coming weeks. But keep in mind, we have a weak La Nina pattern in place. And so traditionally, La Nina patterns do keep our trade winds up just a little bit December, January, February, and a little bit wetter than normal conditions through the start of the dry season. So keep that in mind. Not a big soaker, but we just have above average rainfall for those drier months of the year.
Okay, so a point that will be made by the old timers is that we still need to keep ourselves aware and prepared for heavy weather incidents. We don't need to go back. Well, you go back about 63 years or so when in Karen was a November strike.
Ooh, what a name.
Thank you very much. Karen was a November strike. And there's more than one or two real big ones that have passed over Guam and the Mariana Islands in the December months.
Yeah, that's correct. So we always have to keep an eye on nature. And fortunately, the long-range models, we're not seeing any hints of any emerging threats for Guam or the CNMI. So that's the good news. But again, keep in mind, typhoons can and do occur around the year in the western North Pacific.
Gotcha. So my weather forecast for Thursday is get out there and enjoy it. Don't be so grumpy being a private sector guy that has to go to work on Friday morning.
Absolutely. Make the most of it.
Yeah, I'll do my best. I'll see you pretty soon, Lennon. You have a great day. 888-825-5888-TALK is the telephone. I don't know where's I should have asked him while he was on the line. Where's Brandon? I didn't see Brandon in many of the pictures.
Yeah.
There must have been 1,000 pictures. So I feel bad because I missed there were a couple of races that took place over the weekend.
Yeah.
Including the Operation Christmas, the OCD race.
Stop it, man. I had no idea.
Bro, it's okay. Did you make it?
OCD. No, I couldn't make it.
I gave you the thing.
We had soccer all weekend, man. Jamboree weekend. For the little man, yeah.
How did he do?
He did okay.
Yeah? Did he score this weekend?
At the end of it all, he said, I'm hot, hungry, and tired.
Good boy. Good boy. That's all you need. Sleep good tonight there. 7:24 in the morning. 888-825-5888-TALK. Let's take a look at the markets here. And if for no other reason to point out the significant loss that Bitcoin owners have felt in just the last, since I've been gone. It was moving down, but it got worse, and we'll talk about those numbers here in a second. In the meantime, line 2,
Sean,
Sean Gumatauta,
it's Senator Sean,
Tattoo Senator Sean Gumatauta. All right, is in the line right now. And I was thinking about that weird transition from the Gutierrez administration to the Camacho administration when Tattoo Sean Gumatauta, in a very, very short amount of time, learned everything he needed to know about, number one, running a bus operation and squeezing gasoline out of lawnmowers so we could keep the ambulances going, and then turning on the transition from one Office of Homeland Security and Civil Defense to another one. I still remember those days, early January of 2000 period, right?
2003.
Was it
that
3?
was right. Yep. So the swearing in was that over candlelight from 2002 into 2003, and then it was all game on after that.
What a time. What a time. But again, to reiterate and to drive home a point that we can be victimized by weather even though it's late in the year. A lot of people think it's a spring and summer event, but no, we've had some of the biggest ones in people's memories have taken place in the last quarter of the year. At any rate, happier subject. Right. Let's talk about Flushing and the Office of Homeland Security and Civil Defense.
The last time I checked, I think I got a note from the Homeland Security Advisor yesterday, is that they are going to start their day there today as the not contractors, but their plumbing teams and the like are coming into the facility. So I don't know if they made that announcement, but I can tell you on the radio this morning that they will be working on the what do you call it, the Emergency Operations Center this morning.
What was it? What was the nature? All right, now it's, for me, it's humorous, but also given the recent history and pictures that were floating around from an unexpected and unannounced visit from the likes of senators of the legislature, it seems to me that there has not been a lot of attention paid to the fiscal plant.
Yeah, and I think that some of these problems, Ray, they go back a long time. I think they go back even to our time. I mean, if you're underground, how do you pump sewage out of a place that you're going out? I mean, I'm sure that could easily go maybe the backside. As you know, it's on a hill. Easily, there could be some solutions engineering-wise. But this is something that's been in play for such a long time. And yeah, hopefully they'll get this one figured out sometime soon.
So where are they working out of now if they're not using?
So this morning, I believe they've been told to come back to the office. They've mitigated some of the issues there, but by lunchtime, it's either going to be stick around or it'll go back to their remote working that they did late last week.
Okay,
more likely.
Gotcha. Can you elaborate on the nature of the problem? Yeah, I'm kind of a Home Depot.
A sewage issue. So they have several restrooms in there, and then the piping perhaps got clogged. And so remember, it's underground. So how do you get that stuff out? And so that's what their struggle has been. At least that's what they tell me.
Okay. All right. I'm just, like I said, call Barrett Plumbing, and they'll have it taken care of in about a half hour.
There's a couple of other ones. Yep, absolutely.
And then put up a sign that says, just only throw toilet paper in here. Don't throw anything else in here. There's only toilet paper can go in here.
I don't know if we're going to be creating a policy for that, but at least they should probably consider some mitigation of that.
Of one kind or another. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, you got there's that. There was also a notice that I saw in the news about a public hearing that you've got that you got to do some open government announcements for. Was that anything important? What did I miss last week while Charlie was doing the show?
Yeah. So in that case, the Tag Select Karen Watson, her confirmation hearing will be in the afternoon next Tuesday. I believe that's in the afternoon after the state funeral for the former Mayor Gigo. Calvo. So it's we're trying to, at the request of the governor, trying to push it through, get this confirmation hearing done, perhaps get the report done. I do not think we will be in time for the session, but I wanted to make sure that it was complete, and so that all we would be waiting for would be the next session.
So this would be then the smoothest part of the transition.
I think so. I mean, I think there's a lot of issues, and I know my colleagues listen to the show, so I mean, it's a confirmation hearing. If they want to turn it into an oversight hearing, Karen Watson just got on board like a week ago. I think those issues that were laid out by the former TAG, I do plan to try to do an oversight hearing the first part of the year on the Department of Military Affairs, but at least giving her a chance to kind of wrap her head around what went down before she got there, and then hopefully they can answer those better. I do not think trying to throw that at her during a confirmation hearing. I want to know about her leadership skills, where she's going. She has headed up a garrison before.
Oh yeah, yeah.
92,000 people. That's
I'd taken a look at her curriculum, her CV, when initially her name was floated around. Right. There had not been anything confirmed, and I don't want to say there was any obscurity on purpose from the governor's office. It was just that this was a step that they were taking, and word got out, and there would be more information forthcoming. All right, that was good. And then Mike Cruz, Dr. and former Lieutenant Governor Mike Cruz, comes out, and his pronouncements about that he was going to be resigning his position to prevent any kind of ambiguity in terms of leadership of the Guard here on Guam. And I thought, okay, well, that was good. But along with that then came conversations and allegations that because of earlier missteps that were taken, that there was a conversation, and perhaps still active, that there might be some kind of receivership by the Pentagon over the Guard operations here on Guam. And I thought, well, that's kind of interesting if it's true.
Yeah, and for a lot of us, you cannot unsee that. And it happened at a time when it was pretty hush-hush. So I think there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered by the administration. But when I think about the confirmation of a new tag and to try to get to the ground on some of these issues, those are to me personally, they're two separate issues. And I really think that we need to dedicate time to that memo from Dr. Mike to the governor. I think that makes a lot of sense. But a new tag and the transition of this power to their number one, to their general, it requires all of us to kind of pay attention, to hear about what are her plans for the Guard. Remember, we have soldiers not just in Guam but in the CNMI. What is her view of the current role, its management, any new missions you might want to do. She's a military police person, so she's got a different hat than if I can recall from my experience. I think this is a different hat than we've ever seen to head up the National Guard. So it's pretty exciting stuff.
Well, then the first question out of my mouth would be, so what is your understanding of the nature of these quick response force that the President of the United States is going to be pushing out to states and even territories like Guam? Are supposed to be getting 100-person quick response force to deal with what? And again, this is also part of the nature of the question. What is it that they're going to be dealing with? It's not like we've got problems here on Guam with Antifa and Black Lives Matters.
Yep, and to have that group stood up, trained, and they can perhaps. I mean, we haven't seen any real dust up like that. I mean, we got a couple people haggling on Route 1, but could they support other missions, like in say the state of Hawaii or something nearby? Remember, our National Guard's so far away from the continental United States that such a deployment would mean that they'd be having to hustle as fast as they can, and hustling as fast as they can is at least 24 hours to get from one place to the other.
Right. But we have seen massive deployments of our guys out to and girls out to incredible parts in the world in pursuit of the goals of the Pentagon and the White House. And I've always been proud. I remember I had the opportunity once. There were like 200 people in a stick that were headed out someplace. They were going to be gone for forever. And the only place that was large enough to be able to handle the deployment that large with their families and kids was the University of Guam Fieldhouse. Proud moment in my career to be able to be a part of that send-off. 7:33 in the morning. All right, Tattoo Sean Gumatata, I'm going to let you run. You let the guys over at Homeland Security and Civil Defense know that there are no public bathrooms here.
Yep.
At the place.
And don't forget, you were mentioning earlier in your show, congrats to Philippine Air. And we're hoping that we get some more progress on the Guam CNMI visa waiver. So I'm hoping Uncle Carl's listening. I'm hoping that Jesse Lujan's listening. Jim Moylan's listening. Those three really pushed it over the last few years. We're almost there.
Well,
I hope so.
Last week also brought the news about the closure of DFS. That's a gut shot, man.
No, that one was just as painful. And this is the thing we're talking about. If we're trying to find ways to bring people here, why are we closing things that really should be open to help serve them?
Exactly. Exactly. Well, I mean, obviously, there's numerous factors that go into this, but the fact is that there's nobody going to the DFS and spending the kind of money that they did before, because we're not getting as many butts on the chairs as we did before, and we've got to be honest with ourselves about why that is, and then start taking real steps to do it. But there's all of there's plenty enough of there's a lot of back padding going around here, and the fact of the matter is the economy is not where it needs to be, and the destination is not what it needs to be in relation to the realities that our tourists are facing.
Priority, Ray. I'm with you. There's got to be a priority. I mean, if we're doing all these things policy-wise in the legislature, wouldn't it make some sense that they would basically try to execute? And that's what's been my kind of push in the last couple of weeks with all this stuff with GBB. And they're my friends, and I appreciate their work. I know they can do a good job, but when it comes to priority, not just in that agency and others, it has to be in front of us. Do it and just make it so. Policy set. Please just execute.
It's hard to make it so when somebody finally gets around to pushing a button, and then all of a sudden we've got this protest: GPS versus Cortec on Simon Sanchez. And then you read the story. It's a very well written story that talks about this, and then goes back to among our other initiatives back in the day that you and I have talked about. But you close one school, you got to reopen another one. I think you and I were together when Felix Camacho was. I think you called me when Felix Camacho was out looking at some property up at Tiedzen, thinking that might be a good place to use as a temporary campus, as we were going to build for John F. Kennedy, as we were going to rebuild GW back in the days, a long time ago now. And but at least there was a plan moving forward, and it doesn't feel like we've been able to execute any of that. So how much longer is this going to be? Double session again for Sanchez?
I'm with you. I think that's the same thing. I mean, they got to get through this whatever this protest is, and then you just got to get started. I mean, I think it has to be a whole of government. They got to put all their eyes on it, and all the experts, and stop, gumming it up. Everyone has a right to protest certain things. They can go through those processes, but man, if they didn't follow after what they were told the first time, my goodness. But my understanding, at least from the outside, is that they had been. I'm not sure where the protest is coming from, so we'll see what happens now. It was surprising, to be honest.
It was another gut shot last week. My God, we were going to have we were going to do a groundbreaking. There was going to be white tents and governor and cabinet people with gold construction hats on and gold-plated shovels.
Yep.
Okay. 7:37. I know you can have that day. You have a terrific one. There's Tattoo Sean Gumatata.
Hey, Algamas. Have a great week.
I will. I'll talk to you pretty soon. 888-825-5888-TA. That's the telephone number around here. Appreciate all of the messages coming in for Big Sister Shelley and her procedure in the Philippines in a little bit. About 9, I think, is when they're going to wheel her in. And I'll be on pins and needles for most of the days, as a brother should be. But I certainly appreciate all of the mentions and kind thoughts and prayers that you're sending out in my direction. So much appreciated. Donna D with a look at news and headlines, 7:37 in the morning. And let me see if I can do this now. It's being brought to you by the guys over at Burger King. I have a picture in my phone. I'll put it up on the screen when I get a couple of minutes. It's a picture of my phone. You know, they got the cool double cheeseburgers and all the contests and everything that they're doing out here with the Coca-Cola folks. In Philippines, they have a Whopper that's got kimchi in it. They've got a Whopper.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I don't know what the entire recipe is. I didn't even know that you could put that together, but it's something that I might want to try here today to get that the jar of kimchi with the red screw top on it. That's a good one. Get some of that and load it onto the Whopper and see how that turns out. Now, news here is also being brought to you by Auntie Loli and Joe D and Saran and Libby. 4 years running and 4 years Pika's best. That's Half a Day Realty. You got questions about something that has to do with your real estate, like like, hey, so what's DFS going to go for when they finally close for? What's the rent going to be on that? They might have some guidance on it. 588-4232. Now, with the news and the headlines, here's Donna D. What's going on?
John Paul Sayama Charfris, charged in the drowning death of his 3-year-old stepson, received a warning for alcohol use while on pretrial release. The court could not confirm when a photo showing him with a drink was taken. He remains on pretrial release facing murder, aggravated assault, and deadly weapon charges. Meanwhile, the Micronesia Security Monitor tracks military and economic activity in the region amid U.S.-China competition. The tool shows Chinese vessels, missile ranges, and U.S.-South Korean exercises. Developed by the Pacific Center for Island Security, it aims to give local leaders and the public better insight into regional security and foreign investments. The monitor is online at PacificCenterForIslandSecurity.com. And UOG's early registration for spring 2026 is open for continuing and returning students. Seniors, juniors, sophomores, graduate students, and others can register now. Freshmen and non-degree students start November 26. Triton One Stop provides registration support, advisement, financial aid, and tech assistance on today and the 26th. Students should bring a photo ID. And those are your local headlines. Back to Ray.
Okay, wait. It's 7:40 in the morning. Stand by. I just got to send a couple of pictures into the meme machine here from me. All right. So I was telling you about this because the Burger King and the sponsor of the news, all of that stuff. As I was walking down a street, I passed by a Burger King. I would have gone in, but I'd already eaten, and I'd passed by, and I was looking at some of their specials, and obviously they're getting ready for the holidays, and so they had this up on the window, pasted to the window, and it was a promo for a honey kimchi. Honey kimchi, I don't know, honey kimchi series. So maybe there's more than one or two, and it's only 89 pesos for a junior size of this. It's a little
like $2.
It's less. Less? Oh, my, you don't even want to know. You don't even want to know. But anyway, so it's honey kimchi, and I'm trying to make out the layout here. Oh, they've got honey kimchi extra long chicken and honey kimchi whopper that you might be able to get your hands around. So I'm not saying, I know he's listening. I see him on the screen. Rudy Rodolfo, I know you're listening right now. I'm not going to say that we need to have that. I don't, because if it bombs, I don't want to be responsible. I'm just saying, can you find out from your kababayans out there at the BKs in Philippines what the recipe is? I mean, is it just a regular old Whopper that you put the kimchi on? Oh, and where does the honey go? Because there's different layers that you've got to have. So does the honey go on the top? Does it go on the bottom? Does it go over the lettuce? Do we strip out the onions and pack in more kimchi? I don't know. But it looked really, really good, and something that I wanted to try one of these days. Maybe next trip out to the place. Now there was another thing that I want to share with you, and no secret, Ray Gibson loves his beer, and I like to take a drink over at a place called Dr. Wine. Interesting that I think they've got one in Makati as well. But the next time that you get out there, everybody's got a different palate. But I really, really appreciated this. It's a blonde ale. And I don't even know the name of it. They said there's two. There's a blonde and an IPA. So this was the blonde, and it went well with my palate most of the time. Yeah. And it comes in these cute little pig bottles.
Blondes.
Yeah. And then there's an IPA version of it. And if you like Big Wave.
Yeah.
They don't normally sell it. It's hard to find Big Wave in the Philippines. But if you can get your hands on this, closest thing to it. Just FYI, just trying to smooth things out for your next trip there. Maybe they have like that in Philippines. So when you get on the inaugural flight between Philippine Airlines and Cebu, and did we talk about they're adding more mainland flights as well? So this might be as close as we get to some fair competition in this town, where you go, okay, Guam to the Philippines, you hang out in PI long enough to get out from under cabotage, and then you take that trip out to San Francisco as an example aboard Philippine Airlines. It's a long flight, but, heart of the Filipino and all that. 743 is on the phone?
Frenchie.
It's too early for Frenchie.
Yeah.
It was only 7:43.
We still got time to.
I don't know. I mean, it's not like I got anything else going on. It's not. I might pivot back to tourism here in just a second, but I am curious to see what's on Frenchie's mind. Frenchie, I know that you sent me something in the WhatsApp, but I haven't had a chance to review it yet.
Oh, it's okay. Yeah, I hope Shetty will do well, and she seemed to be in good spirits. So,
well, I know she's in very good hands. The surgeon OBGYN that she's going to be working with is gangs with Dr. Shea. And and Shay's picky, especially about taking care of the women in my family. And if this is the one that he likes, then okay.
Well, that's good.
And she was cute too.
That's good. We'll keep her in our prayers. So anyway, it was interesting when you were gone. I mean, two big things came out. Number one, some people that don't really understand how politics works on Guam were criticizing Charlie for being too nice and buddy-buddy with some of our rhino senators. But, if there is one person that those rhinos do not want to see elected, it's Charlie, because they know he will push agendas that they particularly don't care for. So I wanted to say that, even though, you spend a lot of time on his hair, which is absolutely perfect and wouldn't move in a typhoon. It's very it was very interesting to see it, because they don't understand Charlie is out of the system and willing to do what some senators are pretending that they want to do, but they are not doing. Talking about senator, I was listening to Sean a little spiel before I came on, and it was interesting because he has time to do PRs, but he doesn't have time to answer my ethics complaints about Tina. So I know what he's doing right now. He's trying to have it die on the vine, but I guess now it's time for me to file a writ of mandamus and have them do the job they're supposed to do, or like they say in some circles, the voodoo they knew you could do. So it was it's interesting to see they are doing a lot of photo ops and things, but they are not addressing basic ethics issue and trying to basically have them disappear. So
was it already forwarded? Remind me now, and some time has passed since our last conversation on this subject. Has this already gone to our vaunted ethics commission? Or do we not have people in the highest parts of the government of Guam reviewing this, looking for any discrepancies?
Well, I know our Attorney General is looking at it. I know the Ethics Committee is led by Tony Ada, who had Sean take the lead on this issue, but Sean has not even have a courtesy call or email. So I know they don't want to talk about it.
Did you check your spam? Did you check your spam folder?
Oh yeah. I always check my spam. We're on Guam. We love spam.
Just
right?
saying.
So what's interesting also is on Jungle Watch, while you were off island, I wrote a couple of articles that have made some people very upset, which is the membership of two of our leading governor candidates in Freemasonry while they are pretending to be Catholic. And that lighted a storm on Jungle Watch, which so the traffic really multiplied by 10 and people get involved. We had a lot of comments. And it was very interesting to see where some people are standing. And it looks like the Mamamkos are waking up, because I've had 3 requests to meet with some different Mamamkos groups that are a little puzzled by what's happening and not quite understanding what is going on in the election here. So very, very interesting. And then finally,
wait, time out for so
go ahead.
What's the problem with what did you say? A couple of senators that present themselves as Catholics but are Freemasons?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the biggest one of them is Joe Sant Augustine, who is running for governor, and the other one is Tony Ada. So you have one Democrat and one Republican who are both Freemasons that are posing as fully Catholics, while the Catholic Church is saying you cannot be a Freemason because it's a grave sin. So this thing has exploded on Jungle Watch, and we even had the guy with the Guam website.
Maybe they went for the hats, and they got these fancy medals. I mean, I don't.
Yeah, the hats, the mandals, the aprons.
Do they have to? Is there special prayers?
And all the secret rituals. So people are. It was a shot in the dark, but people are waking up to this issue and have a lot of questions which nobody seems to want to answer. But it's important because those are two of the leading candidates for governor. And so we could have a governor who is a Freemason and not telling us what they are doing. What most of the things they do is behind closed doors and secret meetings. So that is not what we want to see in our democracy. And so the other thing I wanted to say is GPA, GWA, CCU, and PUC. I mean, people have been very frustrated with the rollouts and the surge because right now the Ukudu plant is not up to speed yet, and it will be a couple more weeks, I think, before they can test the new turbines that they put in. But people already forgot that in order to bring a new plant in line, the process is so long. It takes about 10 years. By the time they decide they're going to do something, that it goes in front of the Senate, that it goes in front of all the commission, that the engineers put out the bids and everything, it takes 10 years. Okudu was planned 10 years ago. I mean, we are not going to see any benefits until Okudu is fully online, and because they're going to use a lot less fuel. I forgot the exact number, but it's in the millions of gallons of fuels that they're going to save by using Ukudu. But what people forgot is that you had somebody like Clint Richdale, who is now making several hundreds of thousands at Gov Guam for aiding the governor on our energy policies, who was dead set against Ukudu, who was dead set and was able to block the replacement of the two old turbines in Pili by a new one, which would have covered the lack of load if Ukudu needs to be maintained, which is bound to happen. So, and people are blaming GPA. GPA is probably one of the best agency on Guam that is running the way it should run. And, they have to look in the future, and then John Benavente pretty soon is going to retire. Who is going to take over? Are they going to have the know-how and the perspicacity that's necessary?
There's an experienced bench that he works with now. I'm pretty confident that they're going to be all right moving forward. With the CCU, with the Public Utilities Commission, I think there's that whole universe of people that are going to be able to keep John's legacy alive. But moving into another part of what you're talking about, I'm just concerned that we are at kind of a bleeding edge, and I'm hoping that they're using whatever fast tracks they need to be using. I hope that they're using any battery storage that they need to be using. I hope that they're maybe even taking what I always considered an extreme step and call the hotels and say, can you go offline and go on generators for at least a few hours tonight, so that we might be able to continue to service the rest of the community with electricity. And so I don't know if all of those things are happening at the same time, and we're just overwhelmed now because of recent growth.
Well, GPA has the plan for the battery backup for the existing solar farm, which should normally help flatten the issue of power surge, so that we have a more continuous load. But, if we don't accelerate the process of 10 years, we will go back to, and then you remember, you were here, in the 90s, if you remember,
Load shedding blues?
Years ago. Oh God! And people are complaining now. They should have been there in the 90s, right?
Oh, it was awful. Yeah. Load shedding back in the day was heads, neck, and shoulders much worse than now. At least now we've got an idea because they publish it. Look, there's the possibility of load shedding. Here's the load shedding schedule in advance, and it's finally written the way a normal person would look at it. All right, I live here. When is the power going to go out? And we don't have to worry so much about circuit identifiers and the like.
In the 90s, in some areas, you were lucky if you had 2 hours of electricity every night.
Yeah. You got they shut you off, and you go away and come back, and the power's still off, and then it comes back on for a little bit, but then it goes off before midnight. 7:54. Those are the things that we would hope to avoid in the future. Frenchie, it's always a pleasure talking with you.
Yeah. Well, you take care of yourself. It's good to see you. I was finally fully awakened when I saw your shirt.
Is it that noisy?
It has a shock value. Yeah, it shocks you to being fully awake.
I have another one with it's actually got breasts on it. So, I think when you talk about shock value, I try not to wear that for work. I'm gonna run. I'll talk to you pretty soon. There's Frenchie on the radio. 7:55. Okay, so I got a Freemason buddy going. What? What did we do? What happened? This is long-standing tension. All right, so I asked Grok, because that's what I do. What's the deal with Freemasons and Roman Catholics? The long-standing tension between Freemasonry and the Roman Catholic Church stems from fundamental doctrinal incompatibilities, historical animosities, and differing worldviews. You know what? Because Catholics can't get along with everybody.
Never.
I'm playing. Below, I outlined the primary issues, drawing on established ecclesiastical positions and historical content. Like I said, I just thought it was a club. You know, and they got nice hats, and they got these cool medallions that you get to wear. Tony and Joe, if they take away your funny hats and medallions, you can at least get the medallions if you run a half marathon. One for everybody that finishes. Anyway, 7:56. I might look at some of this as well and see what it has to say and whether or not I consider that to be an issue that's going to draw me back into this political, religious conflicts that we may have in front of us. 7:56. I'll grab a break. Be right back.
At Guam Regional Medical City's Cancer Center, your care is our priority. We provide comprehensive treatment services tailored to your needs with compassionate support every step of the way. Our expert team specializes in hematology and oncology, delivers advanced radiation therapy, and offers personalized chemotherapy infusions in a comfortable setting. We also provide effective pain management and a full range of outpatient infusion services, including blood and iron transfusions. We're here for you, supporting your entire journey right here at home. Guam Regional Medical City, comprehensive cancer care close to home.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow or working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
You better believe it. Ray Gibson Show portions being brought to you by the guys over at Subway. Level up your fitness routine with their new Fresh Fit collection, built to fuel your day with better-for-you subs. Each new Fresh Fit sub, so many packed with protein, stacked with full servings of veggies, all under 500 calories. Give in to the new guilt-free pleasures of the new Fresh Fit subs. Only at Subway. Eat fresh. Feels good. Catherine wants to know if they wear skirts, too. Guam Under the Sea thinks my shirt is mellow. And RU Kadugu 671 says, welcome back, Ray. Good to be home. Let's see, more from him. I want to join Prutehi Guahan group. Did anyone catch the forum a couple of days ago? Flores is her last name. She's from the same cut of cloth as Lilith, says Donna. They're around and they make enough noise. So if you want to hear more of that, I thought it was kind of interesting. What was my comment on that in the family chat? Fearmonger's going to monger.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, gotcha. All government buildings should go on backup power during rolling blackouts. There should be dramatic steps taken to avoid this. Look, just the idea that we're in a situation where we have to turn off the deal.
I'm not turning off my inflatable snowman.
No, I'm checking. I'm checking with Tracy. Says, really, Ray? Of course we are. What? I don't know. I didn't see a memo. I haven't gotten a memo. I just know we're into load shedding. I don't know, but if all of the same old switches and who we call is the same as it was before. Everybody getting mad at me just because I left you for a week. But I left you in good hands. Thank you, Charlie Hermosa. Closing in on 8 o'clock in the morning at another look at Fox News Live. And then it's going to be Donna D with the local news and headlines. And then we're into the 8 o'clock. This is only the 8 o'clock hour of the Ray Gibson Show. All right, lots and lots to get to. And I hope you're not doing so. This is why everybody is in a bad mood. Bitcoin at 87.5 when I got into work this morning. We'll get the real-time number from Joe in a little bit. Stand by now. KUSG, I got you 93.3. Have I said peak is best 18 million times yet? Well, it's true. Peak is best for the last year. Looking forward to being peak is best in 2026. Stand by now, because here it comes. Fox News on the point.
The TSA expects holiday travel to reach a record during this Thanksgiving week. Fox's Christina Coleman has more from Los Angeles.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, she was in Minnesota when she announced that the government will be making a historic investment of $1 billion in new resources to help TSA, including new scanning equipment. She also addressed how hard the TSA agents worked under extreme financial pressure during the lengthy government shutdown. It's going to be a very busy week. They're expecting to screen more than 17.8 million people over the holiday break, with over 3 million just on Sunday, November 30th, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. They're projecting that day to be one of the busiest travel days in TSA history.
And Fox's CB Cotton reporting that the FBI has revealed details about the death of a teenage girl on a Carnival cruise ship. That was 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who was on vacation with her family.
The disturbing development was first reported by ABC, which said its source also revealed Anna Kepner had 2 bruises on the side of her neck. ABC's report comes as the Miami-Dade medical examiner has yet to reveal an official cause of death. And the 2 weeks since Anna's passing, court filings have surfaced from a custody dispute between the teen's stepmother and ex-husband. Those documents revealing Anna's stepbrother is being eyed as a potential suspect. And a source close to the family told Fox Digital Anna's ex-boyfriend witnessed creepy behaviors from the stepbrother towards Anna.
No arrest in that case. President Trump's criticizing Democrats who participated in a video urging military service members to dismiss illegal orders, calling that message seditious behavior punishable by death. And one of those Democrats, Congressman Jason Crow of Colorado, reacts.
It's very disturbing stuff when you have the President of the United States threatening to execute and to hang and to arrest using this rhetoric. People listen to it.
And Crow was on CBS's Face the Nation. I'm Carmen Roberts. This is Fox News.
Stay cool all year round by checking out John Stone Supply for your HVAC and refrigeration needs. Located at 170 Guerrero Drive on Pickendale Road in Tamuning, call John Stone Supply today at 671-649-0581. That's 671-649-0581. Open 8 a.m. to noon and 1 to 5 p.m. Monday to Friday. Open Saturdays from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. and closed on Sundays. Stay cool with John Stone Supply.
Federal and U.S. postal employees and annuitants. It's time for you to choose your health plan for the coming year. Pick the health plan that offers you more choices for you and your family. Choose from an on-island network including GMH, GRMC, STA, IHP, AMC, GRC, the FHB Health Center, as well as off-island providers throughout Asia, the U.S., and Hawaii. For yourself and your family, choose Take Care during federal open season from November 10th to December 8th. Take Care, our island, your health plan.
The TSA expects holiday travel to reach a record during this Thanksgiving week. Fox's Christina Coleman has more from Los Angeles.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem, she was in Minnesota when she announced that the government will be making a historic investment of $1 billion in new resources to help TSA, including new scanning equipment. She also addressed how hard the TSA agents worked under extreme financial pressure during the lengthy government shutdown. It's going to be a very busy week. They're expecting to screen more than 17.8 million million people over the holiday break, with over 3 million just on Sunday, November 30th, the Sunday after Thanksgiving. They're projecting that day to be one of the busiest travel days in TSA history.
And Fox's CB Cotton reporting that the FBI has revealed details about the death of a teenage girl on a Carnival cruise ship. That was 18-year-old Anna Kepner, who was on vacation with her family.
The disturbing development was first reported by ABC, which said its source also revealed Anna Kempner had 2 bruises on the side of her neck. ABC's report comes as the Miami-Dade medical examiner has yet to reveal an official cause of death. And the 2 weeks since Anna's passing, court filings have surfaced from a custody dispute between the teen's stepmother and ex-husband. Those documents revealing Anna's stepbrother is being eyed as a potential suspect. And a source close to the family told Fox Digital Anna's ex-boyfriend witnessed creepy behaviors from the stepbrother towards Anna.
No arrest in that case. President Trump's criticizing Democrats who participated in a video urging military service members to dismiss illegal orders, calling that message seditious behavior punishable by death. And one of those Democrats, Congressman Jason Crow of Colorado, reacts.
It's very disturbing stuff when you have the President of the United States threatening to execute and to hang and to arrest using this rhetoric. People listen to it.
And Crow was on CBS's Face the Nation. I'm Carmen Roberts. This is Fox News.
Celebrating the 176-year anniversary of American President Lines, APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S.-flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and are here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL, global presence with a local home.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow our working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
Hungry for that tomorrow food you love? Head over to Mezcla Dos every Wednesday for Locals Love Wednesdays. That's right. All locals and military get 10% off all day. Burgers and barbecue plates made fresh, made local, made just for you. So round up the family, bring your appetite, and taste the flavor that Guam craves. And don't forget, every Wednesday, locals and military save 10% all day long. Because at Mezcla Dos, every bite feels like home. Mezcla Dos, where the locals eat.
News this hour is brought to you by Family Finance.
Half a day, it's 8:06. I'm Donna DeJesus with a look at your local news on The Point. The defense for convicted killer Eligio Adriatico is reviewing more than 400 pages of prison records ahead of his sentence review. Adriatico was convicted of 9 murders in the early 1980s and is serving multiple life sentences. The Supreme Court remanded the case last year to review if mandatory life without parole for youthful offenders like Adriatico violates Guam's constitutional protections. Defense attorney John Patrick Morrison told the Superior Court Friday the records were obtained from DOC. He requested additional time to retain experts to evaluate the records. The court set the next status hearing for January 9. Meanwhile, a proposed minimum wage increase is drawing mixed reactions from residents and the business community. Senator Joe San Augustin's Bill 4 seeks to raise the current minimum wage of $9.25 per hour and establish an adjustment mechanism tied to inflation. Small business owners expressed concern that the hike would force them to increase prices and cut back on hours or employees. Bank Pacific President Phil Flores called the bill ridiculous, stating it hurts small businesses already struggling to survive. But employees argue a wage increase is necessary because the cost of living has already grown exponentially. They believe a hike is required to ensure residents can afford basic necessities. More news after this.
Family Finance has been serving the people of Guam since 1959, and they will continue to be there for you in the years to come. Whether you're looking to get a personal loan for that family vacation or paying off those long overdue bills, Family Finance has got you covered. Apply for a personal loan from $1,000 up to $4,000 by calling Family Finance in Hagåtña 475-4545 or Dedido 633-4473. Family Finance.
Aviation statistics show that some Busan Guam flights are operating nearly empty, with one Korean Air flight recently carrying only 3 passengers, fewer than the crew members on board. This extreme oversupply is due to Korean Fair Trade Commission, or KFTC, regulations. The KFTC conditionally approved the merger of Korean Airlines and Asiana, mandating that 5 airlines maintain at least 90% of their 2019 international seat numbers for 10 years. Airlines are thus forced to operate unpopular routes like Guam at pre-pandemic levels, despite boarding rates averaging only 10 to 20%. This mandate is criticized for hindering the revitalization of regional airports by forcing the operation of unprofitable routes. And Leo Palace General Manager Shaq von Rumer will be running 100 miles next month to benefit Autism Community Together, or ACT. The run will take place over 2 days, December 5th and 6th. Starting at 4 a.m. in Hagåtña. Von Rumer will cover the northern part of Guam on the first day and the southern part on the second, finishing back in Hagåtña around noon. Von Rumer, an experienced ultra-marathoner, organized the event to help friends with family members who have autism. All runners are welcome to join him for any portion of the run. Donations of $20 or more to ACT will receive a free shirt. And those are your top stories. Back to Ray with weather.
I already got my shirt. I got
You
my shirt.
did?
Yep.
Wow.
I tried it on yesterday, and it looks absolutely fantastic. I don't know which part of the course I'd like to run with him on. Everybody's going to have a chance to go out there and do that run on the guy's shoulder. It's 100 miles. We got one of the Ates is going to be running with him for that 100 miler. So that's going to be that will be interesting. I'd kind of like to see a huge crowd joining him. It wasn't that long ago, or maybe it was. Did not Frank the Crank, right?
Yes,
he
sir.
He did one of those
Saipan.
things up there, right? And he
he got sunburned.
Gonna get sunburned. So that was a point that Shaq was making when we did the interview with him a couple of weeks ago about there's parts of this where it's going to be nice and flat, and then there's other parts where you might have that cool downhill. You feel like you're flying out there, but Guam's got a treacherous terrain in some places, and there's going to be spots where you've got a long uphill from about Micronesia Mall to Anderson Air Force Base in that area, and not a whole lot by way of cover. Hopefully there'll be a little bit of overcast skies on those days to keep the temperatures down. But even still, that's a slog. Tell you what, 8-11 in the morning. All right, our last look at weather for the day, right? Landon Idlet says it's going to be nice today, and the weather imagery looks like it's going to be nice today as well. Let me get this up on the screen so that you can see what it is that everybody's raving about. And there's Guam. You see the little finger pointing at Guam and the rest of the Mariana Islands. You can see a little bit of chop to the east. It's going to be moving over us. If it hasn't already started, it will soon. That will be moving over us. That's going to bring us some clouds, maybe some rain and some wind as well. Might see some gusts as high as 24 miles an hour today from that body of weather that's moving through the Marianas. Hardly anything behind it, so I think we're going to be followed with mostly sunny days on Tuesday, partly sunny on Wednesday, and the long-term forecast that takes us into Thanksgiving Day, according to Landon Idlet from the National Weather Service. It's going to be fine. Everything will be nice. Going to be a great day for outdoors and a wonderful day for you to start a fire with your turkey fryer. It's literally my favorite time of year.
Do you know the number to 911?
Literally my favorite time of year. That's all you get in the socials is pictures, videos of people. Yeah. They got the turkey fryer and they got the thing and they lower the turkey into it and they realize, oh my God, I left all the stuff on the inside. It's still icy and watery in there. And what happens is the bird and all of the water on the inside of the bird, literally water from the ice, you got to make sure it's thawed. You got to make sure that the inside cavity is all empty because as soon as it hits that molten oil, that causes the water to expand as it boils away. That pushes the oil over the side, and that's where we got to find a chief. We need to get a chief in the fire department. How many calls they're anticipating making on Thursday morning to go and help people put the fry? But I've got to say this. I've got to advocate for those brave dads, those brave men that are saying, honey, this year I've gotten the turkey.
You moron.
I've gone to Home Depot. I've gotten the peanut oil. I've gotten the goodies. I've got these GPA electrician gloves. I'm ready for all of this stuff because the reward for getting it right, I've got to say this, is incredible. There is nothing that beats a good fried turkey. Done perfectly, seasoned perfectly, all of that stuff. Obviously, it's going to have a nice char on it, maybe a little bit of crisp on the skin, and you'll dive into it, and the outside will be like anything good that's fried. We got a nice little seal on the outside, and you've got all this juiciness that is the turkey. I mean, the last of the dry chicken turkey breasts for Thanksgiving. I'm just saying, it's worth the embarrassment of having the fire department come to your house and put out a massive oil fire. Anyway, 8:14 in the morning. As far as the heat index, 94 degrees, 20% chance of rain, and sunset tonight about 5:50. All right, I've got to grab a break, and when I return, with whom will I be speaking?
Cause Endo.
I know that guy. Okay. All right, that's perfect. Perfect guy on a Monday morning. We'll yak with him in just a second. In the meantime, it's 8:14. Don't move.
Big news! At GTA, everyone gets the best deal. Right now, score $300 off when you grab any flagship smartphone on HBO 30 with our Live Unlimited plan. That's right, no gimmicks, no hidden hoops, just the latest smartphones, the plan you love, and a deal that works for everyone. Don't wait, upgrade today and put that $300 back in your pocket. GTA, we start with you. Terms and conditions apply.
In a world where the 2025 Nissan inventory must be moved, one team rises.
The clearance team.
The clearance team? What's that?
We're the Nissan Guam clearance team, slashing prices on all 2025 vehicles. We even have models starting as low as $150 per paycheck.
That's awesome. Let's do it.
You're gonna love yourself a Nissan.
Don't miss the model year-end clearance happening now at Nissan Guam. On approved trip, some conditions apply. See Nissan Guam for details.
Yes, okay, got it. Ray Gibson Show being brought to you by the guys over at APL, American President Lines, a global presence with a local home and Guam Regional Medical Security. Monday, welcome back, Gib. Guam Regional Medical City, they are your healthcare partners.
Rediscover Talk Radio here. Your FM News Talk Superstation. This is The Point.
All right, I got to tell you, I guess Amazon Prime. I know everybody's going to say, no, everybody's watching Netflix now because Netflix got Stranger Things 5 or something like that. Ooh. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm still down on Netflix for promoting grooming.
We're still
children.
angry about it.
Yeah. So my account is closed. I did not even put it on hold. I closed it. I think it'll be a while before I'm enticed to get back over to spend some time with that. And I'm waiting for an apology or something like that. But it's enough that Elon Musk and millions of other people decided, we're going to go to Amazon Prime. Don't generally see problems like that on Amazon. They've got a movie on Amazon Prime. It's a great dad-buddy movie. I insist that you watch it. It's #1 on Guam, according to Amazon Prime. It is Playdate.
Playdate.
Yeah.
Richard Pryor?
No. It's Richard Pryor. I'm not. I'll blow the plot, and I won't be able to mention all of the. So you've got a stepdad, and he's got this one of these he's bullied, kind of a small little stepson. But the stepson absolutely adores him, loves him, and then they meet up with another father-son combo, but it's not what it looks like, and hilarity ensues. There's a lot of shooting. There's a lot of fighting. There's some good cuss words and a couple of different uses of cuss words that I haven't heard in a little bit. Playdates, Amazon Prime, 8:17 in the morning. And Kaz Endo on the line. Buenas noches, Kaz. How you doing?
Hey, good morning. How's the day?
I
tell you what.
What? Go ahead.
Monday is all about hilarity and a little cussing.
Yep. Feeling it, definitely. I walked into the office this morning. I'm raring to go to work, and passed by one of the studios where we keep expensive equipment, and something is beeping, and I can't make it stop in the hour that I had before I went on the air. So that's obviously something I'm going to work on with a little bit later on. Let me suffice to say, one, maybe all of our radio stations could go off the air until I figure out what the source of the beeping is and correct it. Just a little program note for you there. 8:18 in the morning. But yeah, that's how I got started. But among the other things that I did as I was prepping for today's program was making sure that some of the things on my calendar for this weekend were still, I could still talk about them. And one of the big things that's on my calendar for this weekend is the Conquer Kickballs tournament.
That's right. We've got that coming up. You know, we've got a dozen team all signed up, and we've got about 44 pool games going. And then we're going to go into the playoffs on Sunday. So it's going to be a big weekend, and it's going to help people lose a little bit of that turkey fat that they're going to take on Thursday.
So it's going to be, do you have room for any more teams? Do you still have the bandwidth to take on a couple of other companies to bring in their people?
You know, if we could add maybe a couple more days to the tournament, I would say absolutely yes. But since we're limiting it to the 2 days, that's it, man. We're going to be starting in the afternoon and finishing off in the evening before the lights, before the skies turn dark. So yeah, we're maxed out. Yeah, that's right. So we're going to be maxed out. So I think what we're going to do is use this pilot tournament, learn from it, and then make it grow even bigger.
Looking forward to it. It's going to be over at the Northern Region Sports Complex out in Harmon. And I can't remember, can you drink beer there? You can, right?
You can drink whatever you'd like. Just put it in a nice packaging, and then you'll be okay.
Got it. They make little canteens that you can fit the beer in, even the new modern skinny beers that they've got floating around there. So what can people look forward to? Obviously, this is kickball, but for the ones that are uninitiated, been out of school for a long time, don't remember what kickball is all about.
Well, kickball is like baseball. You just need less talent than you do in baseball. You just need to be able to kick the ball. But you know what? I was kind of laughing about that because I had my niece's 10th birthday. Happy birthday, Emmy. And I brought a couple of red kickballs. You know those red bouncy balls that you use for kickball and PE? Mm-hmm. And I try to kick a few of them in the OG field house. And, when they sort of bounce up and down, it kind of tests your coordination a little bit, and maybe less so when you're a kid. But when you're in your 50s, you're like, oh, the thing's moving.
It took a bounce I wasn't expecting. Yeah. Somebody put some English on it, depending on where they kick the thing, and then you've got your brain will go into the thought process of trying to figure out whether the surface tension is the same on equally on the 365 degrees of the ball, and clearly it's not because it's not moving the way I expect it to. When should obviously if the teams are all set. And you've got a schedule of one kind or another that I'm going to assume is going to be up at conquersports.com?
Correct. Yeah, we already got the game schedules up. We got the rules and all that stuff for the teams to study. And believe me, they're studying it because, it is a simple game, but it's got rules, right? And it's not jungle ball. We're going to be sticking to some rules. So, yeah, we're going to have proper refs and umps and line judges, scorekeepers, the whole bit. It's going to feel very professional as it should, but that being said, it's really for fun and it's a fundraiser that we've put together in partnership with our friends over at Harvest House, and so we're hoping that it's going to yield some good proceeds so that they can buy some kicks. They can buy some sneakers through this kickball and. The sponsors have been great. Our presenter is Mattson. We've got a dozen of local companies really taking advantage of this sort of easy play game to do some corporate bonding and teamwork, event. And so we're really happy that they came on board. And we hope that this grows exponentially next year.
If you got the list in front of you, go ahead and rattle off a few of the other sponsors besides Mattson.
Sure. We've got not just one GTA, but two GTA teams because they're that big. We've got Nissan Guam, we've got Bank Pacific, we've got ASC Trust, we've got Hyatt. The guys at Hyatt came out. They're like, hey, we're going to serve thousands of turkeys.
Yeah.
But not eat any of it. So we're a little angry and want to kick the red ball.
Nice. Led by Sophie, I'm sure.
Yes, that's right. We got Foodies on board. We got Pacific Solar over at Phil Hagen. Those guys at Pest Control, they've been great supporters from the get-go. Boy, I'm going to miss somebody and get in trouble. So I'll send out the list on your website. But
You got between. Look, I'm not going anywhere this week. So on Friday when we're scratching around for stuff to talk about, we'll call you back and get you on the air again, and then you can fulfill the obligation to the other sponsors.
Sure, absolutely. And just so that everybody knows, it's going to be on Saturday and Sunday this weekend. And it's going to be over at the sports complex. And, it's free to the public to come and watch. There's lots of bleachers they can sit on. They can bring beach chairs if they like. It's going to be a casual environment. But also it's happening on the other two fields. There's 4 baseball fields there, so we've got 2 of them. The other 2 is going to be serviced by the baseball community, who are doing some qualifiers for, I think, their games to Williamsport. So it should be a kind of an active, festive day over there.
Yeah. I was thinking about, because you were talking about folks that wear ref uniforms for a living. Is Coach Kramer going to be helping out in any way, shape, or form? You drag him into this?
Kramer's always involved in our events, but he is spending some quality time over at Hokkaido this time of year. Yeah, he's got a nice little house up there that he has, and he's going to be enjoying a little skiing with some of his friends from Saipan. And so, we're going to miss Kramer this one, but we got some of the old faces coming, and it should be fun.
All right,
I'm going to ref a couple of them, and I just can't wait to say strike. I just want to say it.
A dream come true. 824. Now, in exchange for all of this free banter about your event here, the Conquer Kickballs Tournament, I wanted to get your thoughts about where Guam is today. The Hard Rock Cafe, they announced their closure while I was still here. Much lamented. Not completely unexpected, given the nature of the market these days. And now DFS, there were concerns, rumors, speculation floating around early in 2025 that this might be it for DFS. And between us, I don't remember a time where there wasn't a DFS. Growing up here on Guam. They've been around for a long time. Didn't they used to have that little concession over at the Guam International Airport, the original one, back in the day? You buy your gum and your pocketbooks so you could read something on the airplane. Sorry, we're not glitching. I got a beetle nut in my throat again. It's either that or maybe I am getting a little bit tight in the throat, emotional about the closure of DFS. What is it? Is it clear now to enough people in just how much jeopardy Guam's hospitality industry is in?
Yeah, DFS closing, I had heard about them possibly closing even the Guam one back in, I want to say late August. Contacts of mine were saying, I think that's going to happen. And it's like, it's too bad. And I'll give you just how close to home it hits. Whenever we have these events, DFS is like the first to sign up, because they're all about getting into the community spirit, and their staff and folks over there are always supportive of any event we do. And so it's pretty sad to see that they're just gone and maybe forever. But I think a lot of people don't understand that. They go, okay, well, DFS is closing. Well, let's put whatever. I saw something on the PDN comments. Let's put a Dave & Buster's in there. Like these people are lining up to come to Guam to fill our open spaces, and they're not. Nobody's lining up to come here, particularly, and that's because no tourist is lining up to come here. And I think those that were sort of observing the economy and observing the tourism, we've known since we were talking about this since COVID. This is the time to use. The time to clean up and get ready, but we have just been slow off the start line since the pandemic. We like to use the exchange rate as a reason for excuse, but the reality is, there are people out there with money who don't care about the exchange rate, and if the exchange rate was such a big deal, then, you've got problems all over the world, and a lot of places are thriving, and I think we just have an identity crisis, Ray, and I'm not sure who's to blame for that. I can't say that GVB is like the one and only solution. Those guys have a role to take, but really the business community have to take a lane. Property owners have to take a lane and clean up their area. I think our community have to take a lane and stand up and say, hey, we're going to be a welcoming place. And I just don't think all of that sort of synced, and I'm not quite sure who's supposed to do that. I don't know if it's a politician. I don't know if it's a civic leader. I think the mayors can step up more and sort of reclaim their leadership role in each of the villages, and maybe reach out to GVB and maybe even tell them, here's the plan for the villages. Why don't you support us more on these things? But again, it's so complicated and convoluted because government is involved. And I just worry, Ray, because it's not just the DFS leaving. It's going to be a lot of mom and pops that are going to close. And I don't know if, in the past they would the conventional thinking is, well, we'll just replace it with new stores, new owners, new entrepreneurs. But those people are gone. I mean, unless you have some visionaries and pioneers who are going to stick around to kind of fill in the void, I think those are going to be less and less. Not to be, doom and gloom. But
maybe there needs to be voices that that have got the taint of doom and gloom on them, because otherwise everybody seems to me that the government is hell bent on conversations involving the military buildup. Not that that's a bad thing, but we need to. It used to be, well, Guam's economy is only 2 legs of a 3-legged or 4-legged stool. Now pretty soon it's only going to be that 1 leg, and that's not going to be around forever. And we're either going to stick around and fight and build and rebuild, or we're going to see a significant brain drain because there won't be any more opportunities for our young people. There won't be any more opportunities for entrepreneurs and visionaries, and they're going to take their talents and they're going to take their investment capital and do it someplace else.
Right. In another life, Ray, I was studying to be a screenwriter. And in my early classes at film school, there was something that we had a chapter on foreshadowing, right? And this notion of relying on the military, if there was any foreshadowing at all, this recent government shutdown, the federal government shutdown, should tell us this, we can rely on them and there's going to be billions of dollars, but all it takes is one little event in Washington, D.C. to affect our entire lives here. So, it behooves us to really diversify our economy here, not only have a healthy tourism economy. It doesn't have to be the number one industry. It may not ever come back that way, but we need to have a healthy one. And, obviously we want to welcome the military and be part of that American branch of defense. But also we need to maybe really revisit how we're going to be an exporter of goods, and not just live by the import of goods mentality that we've been on. We really need to explore some of that, and I think it's going to take some political leaders, but it's going to take a lot of civic leaders and really smart kids that are, hopefully they don't fly away. But I was reading an article recently.
You and I got kids near the same age, and there's the concern that they're going to go off to school and never come back.
Well, Ray, there's some scary thoughts. We're looking at the Korean market, and it's being subsidized by our taxpayer money. And I'm reading that a lot of these planes are just coming in fairly empty, and they have a nickname for our flights to Guam. It's the lay-down economy seats. And so, when you've got planes coming
they call them that. I think you and I are reading the same articles, and I'm going to read the whole thing before the show is over. But the lay economy or the lie economy, because when you fly to Guam, you can lay down in the aisle because there's nobody else on the plane.
Yeah, and it's sad to see that. And what's going to eventually happen is some of these airports that have had to fly on empty flights, they're going to say, let's pick another destination. So, to shorten this up on because we're just on a radio clip here. People gotta. I mean, I think we're past waking up. We have to face the nightmare that's in front of us. But for most of us, we're still optimistic. We're doing our thing, and we're rooted here. So we're going to be doing whatever we can to keep going. But man, I think there needs to be a lot more seriousness in conversation, and maybe make the tent bigger. Invite more people to have discussions in private or in public. But
Who I would
have
bring?
a big forum.
Who I'd bring in is the army, literally army of young men and women that got their experience, got their first chances at DFS.
Right.
And
yeah.
you can think off the top of your head, you can think of a dozen. I'd probably work on another dozen. But people that took advantage of an opportunity that they got to work really, really hard at DFS, because there's nobody that was in an executive or near executive position there that didn't get any more than about 5 hours of sleep. It was a 24-hour day business, and sometime your boss wanted to talk to you, and he was in another time zone, and he didn't care. I'm awake, you're awake, I'm working, you're working, and learned a hell of a lot from some of those visionaries and entrepreneurs, and they got, even when times were bad, they had, I think, still the best employee benefit manual that was ever created on Guam, and I know a bunch of them took advantage of it, went to school based on some of that, came back in and applied the trade, maybe started their own businesses and whatever, and I think maybe that's among the places that we need to start first, is bring back some of the alumni of DFS and say, okay, guys, what do you think?
Right. And, I'm pretty sure Jerry Perez is pretty heartbroken, because he's part of that alumni. And, I
was it Joe Camacho?
DFS has been here.
Yeah.
Joe Camacho's there. Jim Bigley's out there. There's a bunch of the guys that are still here on the island. I never worked at DFS because they actually needed quality people.
Yeah,
but I did shop there. So yeah, it was nice. But no, all joking aside, it's a big deal, and I'm not quite sure why people don't. It's like a Shell or a Mobil or a 76 pulling out of the market, or
United.
United pulling out. It's a big deal, and it's not really a big deal because of the shopping and all this stuff. It's a big deal because what it says is these very sophisticated companies who don't just guess on spending their money. They forecast it to a penny, and maybe even more than that. They're saying, we're done, and that does not yield well for those mere mortals who have a P&L sheet that are just simply guessing and using grok to figure out what the future is going to look like. It's a telltale sign, and I think that if you're in power or if you're in some type of power of influence, this is a serious matter, and they need to start looking at different ways to shake the tree, because the way we're doing it now, it's not working.
8:36 in the morning. We're in power, but we're also in denial. I'm going to run. I'll talk to you pretty soon, and I'll be looking for another call with you on Friday. So don't forget to have
I'll set it up.
Don't really.
I'll call you on Friday.
Do I need to tell Kelly to put together the list of sponsors so that you're ready for the?
She already did, and she gave it to me. But of course, I'm irresponsible, and so I don't have it with me.
I got a guy for that. Right. Hey, I'm going to let you run. I got to talk with Don and figure some stuff out. I'll see you pretty soon.
Okay, I'll call you Friday. Bye.
Amazing and incredible Cosendo. If you don't recognize the voice, and I probably should introduce him more often, but I frankly get caught up in the conversation, get caught up in listening to what he's got to say, and he's got a number of different places where he personally and business wise touches the economy around here. And so when you've got something that feels like a major contraction coming along with a couple of big closures, hell, there's even a small closure. But still, and all, and I don't know all the details of it. But there's a little restaurant over where what bank was that? Next to First Hawaiian Bank. There's another building over, and there's been a couple of 2 or 3 restaurants in there for the last. And there's a K.N. Jun or something like that was in there. I forgot the name as well.
Table 35.
It used to be Table 35.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it looks like that company is going to be closing down. Something else may be moving. And it's been office space before, once upon a time, but just another example of the unsustainability of the economy for many businesses all right, so maybe I'm not going to be a major tourist destination, but I'll be a destination for the people that work in the tourist destination. The secondary and tertiary markets, they got to eat, and they're going to come over to my place. And with as many of these primaries that are closing down or pulling back operations, it gets a little bit scary to think about what the rest of the economy is going to be like for the people that don't necessarily have tourists walking into their shops. 8:38 in the morning. Got a quick look at celebrity birthdays and special events with Donna D. And Real Joe on the other side of these messages. Last look at news with Donna D is coming up, too. Stay there.
This Thanksgiving, we pause to reflect on what truly matters: family, friends, and the communities we serve. At Security Title, we're thankful for the trust you've placed in us for over 25 years. Whether buying your first home or your forever home, we're honored to be a part of your story. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Security Title, your trusted partner in real estate. Security Title, proudly serving the Marianas with care, commitment, and gratitude.
Whoever said no risk, no reward has never been sued. Hi, I'm Dave Silva from AB Risk Solutions, and our job for over 70 years has been to help businesses just like yours manage risk. Manage risk? We will never be able to totally eliminate the myriad of risks every business faces, but we can help you manage them and recover when disaster strikes. From mom and pop operations to high-rise hotels, we're the experts businesses have counted on for many years. Call me today at 777-2668 for a free risk review and consultation.
AB Risk Solutions, formerly known as Aon.
$8:39, Ray Gibson Show, 888-8255, 888-TALK. What an adventurous morning so far. Welcome back, right? Okay, got it. Our last look at news and headlines with Donna D. Let's go. Hit it.
Guam will receive high-speed internet for nearly 1,400 homes and 175 institutions through a federal program. Fiber will reach schools, clinics, and public safety facilities, while Starlink satellite covers remote areas. Officials say the project, funded by $1.8 million in federal awards and $3.1 million in matching funds, will improve education, telehealth, and economic opportunities island-wide. Meanwhile, the inaugural Conquer Kickballs tournament is set for this weekend, November 29 and 30 at the Northern Region Sports Complex in Harmon. Conquer Sports confirmed they have about a dozen teams. The two-day event will feature adult and kids divisions, with a portion of the proceeds benefiting Harvest House. And today is the final day to order Thanksgiving pies from the GCC baking class for $15 each. Choose from pumpkin or custard flavors. Orders and cash prepayment must be completed by noon today. Pickup is this Wednesday from 8 to 1 at the Culinary Arts and Baking Center, Building 400. Call Chef Bertrand at 686-2914 to order. And that was your last look at local headlines on The Point. Now back to Ray.
Did they call that in while I was gone? Did they make a big deal about it while I was gone with Charlie's hair?
No.
No? Which one?
Trina just messaged.
Oh, okay. So, but today's the last day.
Today's the last day.
Okay. So
for your pie.
So do we with cash only?
Cash
or?
only.
Okay, cash only. And
cash only $15.
Mm-hmm.
Pumpkin or custard.
Can I get both? Half and half?
Ooh, yeah.
Half and half.
Like a pizza?
You'll have to get two. Then.
Come on. It's 2025. Do we not have the technology? So here's Ray Gibson's tech story. I get on the airplane and think I've done a good job packing. I got my chargers, I got my adapter cables and all of that stuff, but left one adapter cable at the house. The most important one. It was the adapter cable that talks to my Garmin watch, and it is a one of a kind attachment that goes into it. It's Garmin specific, and it's not like you can go to the Beyond the Box or one of the other computer places in Philippines. And now where I was, there were like 3 malls that had little Garmin stores in them, or stores where they sold the gear. And I went to every single one of them: Uptown Mall, Auda, Market. I went to all of those places looking for an adapter, and I could not find one. And here's the thing: I was already on 20%. Which meant that in another day or so, maybe less if I was running, which I was, that was it. It would just stop. And I cannot not have a watch on me, right? I'm one of those guys. I got a thing in my arm. I've always had one. And so I thought, I know, I'll go find the adapter. Went out, couldn't find the adapter. And so I ended up buying another Garmin watch. Just for the adapter.
Yeah.
Just for the adapter. So I will, at some point today, maybe, take a picture of the Garmin watch. It's the entry level. It's not like it's like $140, $150 after the conversion. I don't know. I'll get the price down. And it's the only thing that's ever been used on it was the charging cable for the watch, because they're identical from one to the other. At any rate, so I'm going to be offering this watch for sale at a low down, dirty price that will factor in the strength of the dollar against the Philippine peso, A, and B, get it off of my shelf, because I already got a Garmin. I've got the exact same one that I replaced it with before, and another entry level from a long time ago. So if you're thinking about getting head start on New Year's resolution, gonna go out there, I'm gonna run, gonna jag, gonna see if I can beat Ray Gibson like all of the other folks in the Grandmaster category, by all means, give it a shot, and we'll see how it plays out. All right, celebrity birthdays. Donna, are you ready?
Yeah.
There's only a couple of names here that I recognize. One of them, because he was in a band called the Beatles.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Pete Best.
Mm-hmm.
Pete Best is still alive and 84. Wow. And then the only other name I recognize on the list, I actually don't recognize her name.
Wait, who's Pete Best?
He was the drummer.
He was the drummer before Ringo.
The Ringo.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to talk about your
Ringo.
missed opportunities.
He is not Ringo.
The next generation, Star Trek TNG. Denise Crosby is 68 years old. Don't ask me which one she is. I don't remember. The only one I remember from
the
TNG.
Next Generation.
Yeah, is Picard, because no hair.
Yeah.
Because no hair. That's
no
why.
hair.
And Whoopi Goldberg. Because she played a recurring character on Next Generation.
Did.
She was actually in one of the movies, too.
God, she's terrible.
She was Picard's love interest.
Yeah.
That was the girlfriend.
They tried to get weird.
Yeah.
Jungle Fever, baby, in space.
Anyway, so look it up. Happy 68th birthday to her. And that's the only I remember. God, it was me and Chris Dolph. We were old Star Trek fans from back in the day, and then it was a big deal because we were at the beach having a good time. The girls out there with the bikinis and everything, and this is like 80s bikinis too, where they hiked them up.
Yeah.
And Chris
hip.
said, "We have to go." I'm like, "Why?" He says, "We have to go, and Next Generation is on tonight." The debut of the first episode of Star Trek Next Generation was on that night, and I thought it was pretty good. And I don't know, lost track of it after a couple of seasons, and then they started adding more Star Trek shows, and I just got my bandwidth wasn't sufficient for that universe. If you're looking for something to celebrate today, besides my return. My triumphant return to... Did you just snort?
Yes.
There was a snort. This is the audio version of an eye roll, is when Donna snorts. Today is Celebrate Your Unique Talent Day. Some of you out there have got certain talents that we cannot talk about on the radio.
Inside out.
Oh, gross. I remember that.
Yeah, my mom always said if somebody smacks you on the back, they'll get stuck that way. Whatever your unique talent is, celebrate it. If you can, better yet, if you can send pictures and or videos to the meme machine 7978255, I'd really appreciate it. I don't know what this is. It looks like it's some kind of a connection to something foodie. It's Fairy Bread Day.
Fairy bread?
Fairy,
Like
Fairy, bread day.
Fairy bread.
Yeah,
Let's look
fairy
it
bread.
up.
You look that up.
Sounds light and fluffy.
Brand Day. Brand Day is also very... Oh? No?
What is that, as in fiber?
No, it's like...
Is it ugly?
You just cover the bread with sprinkles, like colorful sprinkles. Mostly for kids.
I see what you're saying. All right. Okay. Nothing that, I'd park in front of American Bakery for.
Not what I was imagining. Darn.
Gotcha. Is it fried by any chance?
No, it
should be. Everything should be.
Buttered.
It's Brand Day, and we all live and die by our brands.
Yeah.
And generally, they say that for some brands, you've got to put together a deal that will get the customer buying it for at least 3 times before they make a change. Which is why they used to have promos. Back in, I don't know if they do it now, but back when I was a smoker, you could go.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, those were the best. Oh my God.
You get 1 free?
Oh, you get 3
and
free.
And a T-shirt?
You get like 3 free
or
because
a mug.
so you could buy like here's they don't have my Michelob Ultras. They don't have my Marlboro lights, but there's somebody else. They got Camel lights. So Camelites wants to get me as a customer, so they give me that 1-pack and the other 3, and then there's 3. Buy 1, get 3 free. And
Wow, really trying to get rid of it.
But here's the thing. When I was smoking that much, that was like 2 days. It was like 4 packs of cigarettes. That's 2 days. Now with the price of a pack of cigarettes, how long can you stretch a pack of cigarettes? 20 sticks in a pack. How far can that take you with the price and the limited number of opportunities that you've got to smoke? Number one, and number two, just the price of the nicotine that goes into all of that. It's got to be. It's mostly syntax, by the way. And maybe that's one of the things that they ought to take a look at over at the legislature with the number of people that are running for office, different offices over at the legislature. There's a couple of plans. I'd refer to them as ploys to get your attention as a voter. One of them is Joe S. San Augustin, who's has made a proposal now to increase the minimum wage. That's how to get poor people to vote for you. Increase the minimum wage. Likewise, kill the economy and any of the businesses that we're thinking about going under and sending the license back to rev and tax. You might say, okay, that's it. That's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And now even for people that only have a Pulse Zero education and are hard to work with, now I'm going to have to pay them more for the privilege of sitting on their butts in my office. Yeah, how about that? And then there's another one. I think he's also proposing a tax amnesty.
Yeah.
So you don't have to, if you owe the government of Guam any money in taxes, we'll find a way to forgive that. Will it be a full-blown amnesty? Or do you have to pay half?
For certain
2 Hail Marys and 1 Our Father, and you're
I
good.
have to pray a whole rosary.
For that, I'm just asking. There's usually a couple more that follow along with all of that, and maybe that's going to be the next one here is working. But that would be. So you want Ray Gibson to make your life better for you? Not that I'm running, but maybe if you are Charlie Hermosa, propose the elimination of the sin taxes. All of the money that has been tacked on to the price of a beer. You want to make everybody happy? I'm going to make your beer prices cheaper. How am I going to do that? I'm going to eliminate the alcohol tax on that. Period. No more. Just going to take the whole thing out there. It was supposed to be going someplace, right? Healthy Futures, whatever.
I don't remember.
I don't know. Hospital is still in lousy shape.
Oh, Lord.
We do the same thing with the taxes on the cigarettes. And just take that back to whatever is the landed price of a pack of cigarettes, whatever that is. Nice. That's what we're going to charge you. It might be lower than that. It might be lower than that. I forget where the new syntax numbers are, and just say, listen, your life here is short enough to begin with. You got to live an unhappy life and not being able to go to Hard Rock Cafe and DFS anymore. We're going to make it so that wherever it is that you are drinking. Oh, and can we start smoking inside again? Let's make that we'll put a sign up. We'll do it like the old days. Have a section. We'll have the smoking section
Ray.
And a no smoking section.
We'll do it slowly. It's 20 feet right now outside the front. We'll make it 10.
10 feet.
And then 5.
Then right next to the door.
Inside.
Yeah. at the bar, in the very least. We'll do it at the bar.
And on the plane.
Yeah, and
on the plane.
At the doctor's office, where we all used to.
In the delivery room.
Here in the studio. In the studio.
I don't want to smoke right now.
I know you do. Just talking about it, right? When is that news? When does the news start? Okay, Donna, that's enough out of you.
Okay, bye.
All right, I'm going to let you go, and Cos quoted a piece from an article that is floating around. I got it from somebody, sent it to the meme machine, said, this is not good for Guam or Saipan. But I'll take a poke at that and give you an idea of what exactly it said, and maybe the truth that needs to be heard a lot more by people that quote run things around here. Be right back.
Are you planning a trip to the Philippines? Why not come back feeling healthier and more rejuvenated? At the Medical City, we offer world-class healthcare services, including comprehensive executive checkups and top-tier aesthetic treatments for as low as $530. Imagine lounging on white sandy beaches, shopping at top-tier shopping centers, and indulging in premium healthcare all in one vacation. Book your getaway now and experience the best of both worlds. The Medical City, your trusted partner in health. You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sautéed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese. All on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
Right. Somebody reminded me in the onlines that it's football day today, as in the National Football League. As in, let me see. I don't know. Wait a second. I don't think they're playing today. Where are we? Week 11 or week 12 in the games here? So yeah, I think it's week 12. Yep. Okay. So first game was yesterday. Friday with the Bills and the Texans. Texans beat the Bills 23-19. The early games this morning featured the Chiefs beating the Colts 23-20. I got the Seahawks v. the Titans. Seahawks, it might have taken a little bit of work for them to do it, but they got it. Seahawks beat the Titans 30-24. I got the Packers over the Vikings 23-6. Ravens beat the Jets 23-10. Who else is playing today? I got the Lions and the Giants. Lions beat the Giants by 34-27. Bears over the Steelers. Look at how close these numbers are, though. 31-28. Patriots over the Bengals 26-20. Some of the later games that are on right now in the third quarter, Browns over the Raiders. Looks like they're going to take this home 14-3. Cardinals over the Jaguars in the third quarter 14-10. Eagles and Cowboys halftime, and the Eagles. We got an Eagles fan on the front, but I don't know if she's listening. The Eagles 21 over the Cowboys 0.
No goose.
Yeah. Falcons. Yeah, any the Dallas Cowboys. Just don't look at it anymore. Don't look. Falcons and the Saints are playing right now. Falcons ahead in the second half. Going into the second half, 13-7. Actually, they just started the second quarter. What have we got? Buccaneers and the Rams at 11:20 this morning. And tomorrow, it will be our beloved San Francisco 49ers taking on the hated Carolina Panthers.
I hate them.
And they're not. I actually feel sorry for the Panthers. You know, I don't think they've had a couple of good starts this year. But anyway, that's where we are. But what's freaking me out here, among many things that are freaking me out, is the fact that we are week 12 of 18 weeks of the NFL. And I don't know about you, but I was looking at the calendar, and December's next week, isn't it? What? Yes, December is next. We got Saturday is the 29th, and then there's the 30, right? Do we have, is this a 31-day month?
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Just 30, right? Okay.
I'm not counting.
Yeah, so by the time it gets to be Monday next week is going to be December, and does it feel like holidays yet? Are you getting that? And it was easy to get into spirit in Philippines, because in the Philippines they were playing everywhere you went. It was all Christmas songs of one kind or another, and they are still adding Christmas decorations. Now, I like to stay at a B&B in the building that is Avant at Fort. And people say, why, what's so special about that building? And the answer is there's a Max's across the street, there's a Mickey D's across the street, Tipsy Pig right down the way, Dr. Wine, there's what did I say? There's a Beyond the Box that they've got
everything
there.
You need.
Literally everything you need. And if you can't find it there, then High Street's another couple of minutes down the way. And so that's one of the big reasons why I like to go and hang out in that place. But even there, they were not satisfied with the nature of holiday decorations, and they were still putting them on. There are still teams of guys out there. And you know what else they're doing?
What else?
They're painting. They're doing a lot of paint. Yes,
nice.
Such paint. Yes, they're putting paint, a couple of new coats of paint going into the New Year's and the holiday season, because I know there's going to be a whole lot of attention being paid on that kind of thing. And I thought, you know what? I hope there's people that are doing it here as well. My own self in the midst of a house painting adventure. I know I could have hired somebody to do it, but I'm way too cheap. And I got my own Home Depot card, et cetera, et cetera. So I'm gonna take a look at that, and I got the primers up, and now I'm trying to solve down to what the actual colors are going to be. I was thinking about something with like a watermelon motif.
Ooh,
kind of green on the outside and watermelon color on the in. I don't know. Don't laugh. I actually had a neighbor those were their colors.
Watermelon.
Yes, that's it. But it's easy to tell people how to find a house. It's the white house on the side. No, look for the house with the watermelon trim. You'll know it when you see it. I'm right there next to that. But anyway, there's a what else was in my head? Oh, even here, the building that Venue's in.
They're painting, freshening up.
Yeah.
About time, man.
It's the same color as Baby Talkie, but it's new is the point. And now there's another stretch of roadway. I saw this yesterday. I was so disappointed. But they had taken a piece of Marine Corps Drive and painted it blue. You know that turn over by Hospital Road? Bank Pacific on one side. Across the way is
you're right. Yeah, I saw that.
They painted it blue.
It looks nice
and
clean.
Some jackhole has already somebody's already gone out there and graffitied on that. And it's sad because everything from there on up, from there north on that side of Marine Corps Drive, likewise Graffiti City in that back place over by there's a dental or vision thing in the building.
That was the old Jerry's by there, right, Ray?
Yeah. That whole place is it's scarred.
It's a ghetto.
Yeah. But it's okay. The Koreans come here to see that.
Yeah.
And the Japanese too. And soon, all of the Cebuanos in the Philippines, they're going to say, hey, I want to hear about that graffiti street that Ray's always talking about. Is there a way that I might be able to get from Cebu in the Philippines directly to Guam? And the answer is yes. Call your agent at Philippine Airlines. All right, where do we get to go? News now. All right, things moving pretty quick on a Monday morning. 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock in the morning, Fox News Live. No Don on the other side of that. I've already relieved her for the day, so it's just me and Real Joe and whatever it is that's on your mind. You're always welcome to call in. 888-825-5888-TALK. I'll take a look while I have an opportunity to see what people are anxious about on the Facebooks and the YouTubes. And you can also send stuff in 7978255. Looks like we've got the YouTube figured out for the day. So now all we got to do is count down to the Fox News. KUSG, I got you 93.3. We are Pika's best. Monday morning, glad to be with you. And now let's find out what they're talking about in states.
Closer to peace in Ukraine. I'm Kathleen Maloney, Fox News. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has been meeting with Ukraine officials in Geneva.
There's still some work to be done, but we are much further ahead today at this time than we were when we began this morning and where we were a week ago for certain.
Fox's Trey Yingst has more on the peace talks.
These conversations will include officials from the United States, Ukraine, and a variety of European countries that are rallying behind Kyiv. Zelensky spoke about the negotiations and a 28-point peace plan that has circulated in recent days.
Our representatives know how to protect Ukrainian national interests and exactly what is needed to prevent Russia from carrying out a third invasion.
Zelensky did not go into details about the plan that would require Ukraine to give up more territory and limit the size of their military.
President Trump says the U.S. proposal is not his final offer, the administration arguing that the deal combines Russian and Ukrainian input. TSA expects the Sunday after Thanksgiving to be one of the busiest travel days in TSA history. Fox's Christina Coleman in Los Angeles International Airport.
DHS Secretary Kristi Noem wrapped up a press conference with TSA agents. They're going to be busy nationwide. She was in Minnesota when she announced that the government will be making a historic investment of $1 billion in new resources to help TSA, including new scanning equipment. TSA definitely has their work cut out for them. It's going to be a very busy week. They're expecting to screen more than 17.8 million people over the holiday break, with over 3 million just on Sunday, November 30th, the Sunday after Thanksgiving.
And according to AAA, more than 70 million people will be on the road during this holiday. A new report revealing that the mother of Anna Kepner, the 18-year-old found dead on a Carnival cruise ship, apparently found out about her daughter's death online. America is listening to Fox News.
Every company needs money for investments to help grow or working capital to take on today's economy. That's why Bank Pacific's commercial loan officers stand ready to help you. We offer several programs tailored to assist companies to get to the next step, or perhaps for a startup, including working with SBA and GITA. Bank Pacific. And we want to be your partner. Equal opportunity lender. Credit conditions apply.
Celebrating the 176th-year anniversary of American President Lines. APL is a trusted partner to the U.S. government and its military. Our U.S.-flagged vessels are proud to provide ocean transportation, logistics, and critical mission support worldwide, and most especially to our local partners right here on Guam and Saipan. APL has an extensive network that connects your shipping needs to anywhere in the world. The APL Guam team is dedicated and here to help you. Call 588-4651 or visit apl.com. APL Global Presence with a local home.
Considered by Ohio lawmakers would prevent stores and government agencies from going completely cashless.
The cash bill would require stores and government offices maintain at least one point of sale where good old folding money still spends for payments up to $500. Ohio State Representative David Thomas says he hears from constituents who don't trust cashless payment methods. He says cash is the basis for business in America. Our taxpayers should always have the ability to use it. The Ohio bill mirrors federal legislation from Pennsylvania Senator John Fetterman and North Dakota Congressman Kevin Kramer that would require businesses to accept cash and bar them from charging a higher price to those who choose to pay that way. Jack Callahan, Fox News.
The DHS Secretary, Kristi Noem, heading to Minneapolis-St. Paul International Airport today after announcing a major TSA investment. Fox's Chanley Painter with the details.
According to Noem, the more than $1 billion investment will go to new technology, training, and advancements in security systems at airport checkpoints across the country. The FAA administrator is saying this, quote, "Thanks to the dedication of our air traffic controllers and every FAA employee, we are ready for the holiday rush and take pride in helping travelers reach their friends and families during this important time of year." Nearly 82 million Americans are expected to travel over the next week, and we're keeping an eye for any major delays.
The FAA says it's gearing up for the busiest Thanksgiving travel period in 15 years. Tens of millions are driving to their Thanksgiving destinations, and analyst Toby Lundberg tells us they'll pay more for gas.
Gasoline prices moved up 4 cents per gallon in the past 2 weeks. The average is now $3.16 for regular.
But prices still hover near their lowest level since the COVID-19 pandemic in 2020. I'm Kathleen Maloney. This is Fox News.
As a manager or teacher, wouldn't you love an easy way to weed out AI written materials? I'm Kim Commando for NetSuite. AI is here, and companies using it are getting ahead. Download the free business guide, Demystifying AI, right now at netsuite.com/Kim. There's no question that when you write a letter or a report and then ask AI, for example, ChatGPT, to smooth out your writing to make it more polished, professional, and easy to read, it will. But it leaves little traces of itself. Enter the M-dash. The M-dash looks like a hyphen, but it's twice as long, telling the reader to pause a tad longer. It's not new. M-dashes have been around since the earliest printing presses. But it's fallen out of favor. You hardly saw it until ChatGPT got here. It loves M-dashes and uses them all the time. Chat also loves run-on sentences, using semicolons where there should be a period. But remember, this is not ironclad proof. Dig deep before making any AI allegations. Get my newsletter at getkim.com. Every business is asking the same question. How do we make AI work for us? The possibilities are endless, and guessing is too risky. But sitting on the sidelines is not an option. Your competitors are already making their move. This is exactly the kind of solution I'd turn to. With NetSuite by Oracle, you can put AI to work today. As the #1 AI cloud ERP, trusted by over 43,000 businesses, it brings your financials, inventory, commerce, HR, and CRM together into one single source of truth. That is what makes your AI smarter. It doesn't guess. It actually knows. It can intelligently automate tasks, deliver real insights, help you cut costs, and make AI-powered decisions fast. And this is not some add-on tool. It's AI built directly into the system that runs your business. Whether your company earns millions or hundreds of millions, NetSuite helps you stay ahead of the pack. Right now, get their free business guide, Demystifying AI, at netsuite.com/Kim. The guide is free to you at netsuite.com/Kim. netsuite.com/Kim.
Travel goals unlocked. Whether it's Korea in the summer or Japan in the fall, the United Credit Card from First Hawaiian Bank can help you turn your urge to explore into your next boarding pass. Apply by October 31st, 2025, and if approved, earn 45,000 bonus miles when you spend $2,000 within the first 3 months after account opening. Unlock your next adventure with the First Hawaiian Bank United Credit Card. It all starts with yes. Terms and conditions apply. To learn more, visit one of our branches or go to fhb.com/United.
You asked and we listened. The Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt, a Wendy's favorite, is back. Try our deliciously indulgent sandwich made with juicy beef, crispy applewood smoked bacon, sautéed portobello mushrooms, and melted cheese. All on a soft toasted bun. Available only for a limited time. Head on over today. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's Bacon Portobello Mushroom Melt.
It's back. Celebrate 75 years of Payless Supermarkets with a $5 off fuel coupon to redeem at any 76 Circle K location when you shop and save at Payless Supermarkets. That's right, $5 off fuel with every $75 purchase at any Payless location. But hurry, this offer is only good from November 17th to December 31, 2025. So don't miss out. Stock up on groceries and hit the road with fuel savings from Payless Supermarkets and 76 Circle K. Minimum $30 fuel purchase required to redeem coupon. Some conditions apply.
It's the Ray Gibson Show, being brought to you by APL. American President Lines, a global presence with a local home. Also being brought to you by the clearance team over at NissanGuam.com and the World Wide Web. You know, time is running out on one of the biggest sales going on, and your best chance to get yourself behind the wheel of a brand new 2025 Nissan car. It's got all kinds, with all kinds of deals that are all, pretty much, they've taken care of the hard part. You know, the haggling part. They said, look, here's the deal. You qualify, you get yourself pre-qualified. We get you behind the wheel of one of these things, and we start putting the paperwork together, and that means that we're going to start taking right off the top an incredible amount of savings, up to $8,680 on the entire 2025 inventory. Now, your mileage may vary, but check depending on what it is that you're looking for. They got great deals on sedans like the Versa and the Sentra, even the Frontier King Crab. You can use to take your trash to the GSWA for as low as $234 a pay period. You're going to absolutely love the rides. Get yourself, like I said, pre-qualified. It all starts with a visit to NissanGuam.com.
Bringing you closer to the action. Any speaker, anytime. Watch and listen live on ThePOINT.gu.
Crap. There's Julianne Hernandez. Hi, Julianne, from over at the Pacific Daily News. You know her old man, right?
Maybe.
You know the guy that...
Mr. Hernandez?
The guy that runs everything over at... handles everything over at Capricciosa?
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
He's on top of everything, man.
Yes, and he already knows when you walk in. He already knows whose birthday it is.
Too, yeah.
He just kind of looks at me as Budweiser and Meat Lovers Pizza, right?
He's a good guy.
And every once in a while, I have to throw him a curve and say, I was thinking lasagna today. But anyway, that's Julian's dad. So she's writing, the hammer and tong against the FSM. Attorney alleges racial bias against a convicted molester.
Ooh.
So, wait. So, are you having a hard time with the case there, Tom? And the only thing, what's the new defense is you're gonna call the prosecutor a racist against FSM folks, including your convicted molester client. Okay, makes sense. But now here's the thing. I gotta go and look up hammer and tong against the FSM, spelled T-O-N-G. And frankly, I don't want to call him back. I'm just saying, but this is something, it sounds like French you would know. Like, what is the background? I don't want to grok it. I don't want to Google it. But, I do want to kind of get a sense of, how he's using this stilted language to make his case, the hammer and tong against the FSM. Maybe more on that a little bit later on. If we don't get French, I'll Google it myself. But I was busy Googling what the hell he's got against the Freemasons.
Oh, yeah.
That was something else. So
it's the Illuminati, Ray.
I did find something in the Groks on that. I went to the Grok and asked what the big deal was. Conversation. What's wrong with Freemasons versus Roman Catholics? And I read some of this to you. And so their Freemasonry's secretive nature and binding oaths are considered problematic. The church prohibits oaths that invoke secrecy or penalties, as they may conflict with duties of honesty, obedience to ecclesiastical authority, and the sacramental seal of confession. This secrecy fosters suspicion of hidden agendas, historically linked to anti-clerical activities. And the opposition, first brought up by Pope Clement XII in 1738. So this apparently is not something new.
No.
But like I said,
it's been around.
Is it the same Freemason as the Pope Clement was going after back in those days? Or, is it because, like I said, to me, it's just this club, right?
Like the Knights Templar.
Yeah. I mean, the dad of one of my girlfriends was a Mason.
Yeah?
Yeah, and went to church every Sunday, twice on some Sundays, especially if you knew I was dating his daughter. You go to church every day when things like that are going on. Freemasonry has reciprocated with anti-Catholic elements such as exclusionary practices against Catholics in some lodges and historical involvement in secularist movements opposing papal influence. You papist!
It's the Black Pope, Ray.
Is this?
He's running everything.
Do I have this? Really? Are we going to turn this into an election year issue here? You remember when there was a faction of people that were running around here that probably could have, as an example, taken apart certain of Ginger Cruz's positions on certain of Guam territorial federal relationships issues and things that she wanted or thought maybe they could do over in Washington, D.C. I think some of those debates and some of those arguments were well done. But when that failed, what did they do? Who said you get to keep Cruz as a last name?
Ooh.
Hey, you divorced that guy, right? Why you keep his last name? What's going on? You married a new guy. How come you're not using his name? What's going on? What's the big deal? And it just got that sort of, I don't know. Can we just focus maybe a little bit on the issues? Bofus, everybody, 9:14. I've got a couple of things I'd like to focus on before the end of the program here, including a couple of stories that I find are quite alarming and having to do with people that look like they need help. That look like they're stranded. They look like they're having some kind of a breakdown or an issue. And when you stop to help them, they beat you up and steal your car.
Oh man, no good.
Yeah, a couple of those stories. Yeah, so we'll work on that. In the meantime, I got John Savares on the line.
You do, sir.
Let me get the senator on this morning. Hey, John, how you doing, buddy?
Good morning, Ray, Joe, Donna, Miss G, sorry, and everybody who's listening. I just wanted to say I missed you in Philippines, Ray. I went down to BGC one time to try to find your watering hole, and I missed you. But prayers to Shelly and the families.
Thanks very much.
Medical stuff.
RD's keeping us posted, and they wheeled her in at 8:30. With some of the preliminary procedures that need to get done. And like I said, it's the OBGYN. She's like a female rock star version of Tom Shea. And she was very, very. Shelley thought she was flirting with me, but anyway, so really, really confident about the job, and they're doing it with robotics. They've got this thing we have punch a hole over here, and another one over in that direction, and we're going to go in, and there's going to be a robotic thing, and this is and I'm like, wow. Can I watch? Is there a place where I can watch from? And then I remembered I would be home for it. But thanks very much. Things should have gotten underway about 15 minutes ago, and so like I said, everybody's just waiting on word from the recovery room. But I'm glad. I'll tell her that you asked.
Yes, I'm glad that she's in good hands in the Philippines. And I just came back. Saturday morning as well, and I'll tell you, it's festive out there, and I wish.
Isn't it?
We weren't arguing about the getting lights up, so our community has something to enjoy, right? We have so much to spare on our island, right, with the financial issues and the schools and our hospital situation. Provide some hope, right? We didn't have to argue about this. We could have just done something for the people without making it a whole political spectacle, and I wish we did.
No. There's too much entrenched here, and I'll give you an example. Is it possible that the guys over at DFS would have been able to keep the doors open and the lights on a little bit longer if we'd have taken the business privilege tax all the way back to 4 instead of parking at 4.5?
Exactly right. And this is DFS's closure shows the massive impact that is happening because of the lack of communication or adjustments with the government of Guam, within the government of Guam, because we have our own projects. But then the projects that keep the things that keep the revenue that keeps these projects funded are now closing their doors, and that's not good for our island economy as a whole. When one of our main economic drivers is now shutting down one of the biggest places in Pleasure Island. I thought growing up, because I come up, my background when I was right out of high school was working in the food and beverage industry in Fremont. And I'll tell you, when we saw Planet Hollywood close almost 20 years ago, that was devastating for people in our industry. We're like, oh, what other places are going to close? We saw Planet Hollywood close, we saw GameWorks close, and now after all this tourism woes that we've been going through, and there hasn't really, we see one of the places I used to work at, Hard Rock Cafe, just closed their doors. DFS is now closing, getting ready to close their doors. And we're not seeing any adjustments from our tourism entity within the government to make drastic changes to try to prevent these closures, to try to generate people to come in. We're changing the brand. What was wrong with the brand that was 20 years ago? We're now changing the brand, pivoting into things that were not effective. I remember when the tourism demographic was 40 to 70 years old, and that's the tourists that we were getting when Golden Week was meant something to people in the industry on Guam. When we were over 110% occupancy at every single hotel along the strip. These are the numbers that we're not seeing anymore. And that's what we should be striving for in our tourism industry, but nobody's talking about that.
I hate to quote the book, but is it possible that they need to have a copy of the book, Who Moved My Cheese, pretty much everywhere, including the government of Guam? Did we take that for granted, that we would always be a superior destination because we were close to Japan? We're 3.5 hours away by fast airplane between Narita City and Haneda. Did we take for granted that was always going to be the convenient kind of weekend getaway market that would always exist in Japan? And as the families of Koreans came to Guam, did we take that too much for granted? And is it possible that in an attempt to continue to make as much money as possible on whatever was happening in tourism, they did not realize that the cost to land a plane, the cost to all of the different taxes and fees that were being charged to the Koreans and the Japanese by virtue of taxes and fees and licenses and levies against the businesses here on Guam, that was eventually going to become unsustainable. It seems to me now that we did take all of that for granted. There's a great article that I'm going to read here in a second. Thank you for reminding me, that outlines literally all of the major problems that Korean tourists in particular have with coming to Guam. And it all has to do with the high cost, out of control costs that they face here in comparison to what they purchase in South Korea and what they'd be able to purchase in a variety of other destinations that are cleaner.
Exactly. And you're right. The won, the yen are not as healthy as they used to be. I remember when I was a bellboy, and when we would exchange, because we would get tips in yen or won, and at the end of the night we would be able to cash out, and we were getting almost 1-to-1 value on our dollar, on the yen, back in those days. But what we should have done was we should have looked at pivoting our tourism market to attracting. We have almost more people from Guam who live in the States, and these airline incentives could have went to something like that, right?
It was done. Carl did that. Carl did that last year. For liberation. You remember when Jackie Cabrera came back to Guam? That was why, because it was now cheap enough for her to get the family and almost have like a reunion here on Guam, because the airlines had been subsidized. I believe there's some kind of a deal that Carl put together with the airlines. So that's done. And obviously, there needs to be a little bit more continuity here, and use maybe some of the money that they want to use to entice Koreans and Japanese to come out to Guam. Maybe they ought to be doing the same thing and see if there's ways to do that with mainland Chamorros that would like to come back here.
And that's what I was actually going to get to, was when that's spend and the money that they're making, the dollar value that they're making is equivalent to the dollar value that we're making on Guam. And because it is the same U.S. dollar that they're generating in the States. But the problem is getting people home is the flight cost to get back to Guam. By the time they get back to Guam, they used up all that savings that they could have spent here locally. But yet we're going and we're flying empty planes, right? And that's where we're chasing 3 people on the flight. That isn't going to generate the tax numbers that we're looking at. That's not going to help the VPT generate more VPT money. So we need to start looking at other places that we can go and tap. And instead of putting all that airline incentives into our traditional source markets, we need to start looking and tapping into new source markets and bringing home our own people from the States to at least to come home, and they stay here longer. They're not here for 2 to 3 days, which we've been seeing traditionally from our source markets.
They stay at my house.
Exactly.
Come
over. But at the same token, when they're staying at your house, but they're going out, you guys are going out to Nana's Cafe, which has been traditionally very, very popular place for the tourists, where it's packed out, not packed out right now. We could possibly, they're going to go to Hard Rock if they have a Hard Rock and they want to get the little Hard Rock pins. Or
that's over. That's over. But I hear what you're saying. The other market that needs to be tapped into, although they're not necessarily a Louis Vuitton, Rolex tag you or watch population, is folks in the military. So you get this, you get an operation like the one that just ended, the exercise that just ended. So you get people to fly to Guam. Well, when they're not flying the airplanes around or putting the ships in the bathtub, they want to go out there and eat. And in many cases, it's fairly common for folks of certain amount of money that they've earned in the military or whatever. So when they come out to Guam for an exercise, they'll get a hotel room, and then they will have their spouses join them from wherever it is in the States or Hawaii or Okinawa where they got left at. So I mean, there's another opportunity there as well. Folks are going to need to start thinking in terms of enticing a lot more local support down in Tumon, and frankly, the next big visitor economy is going to be the military. So we better start loving them up and turning Tumon into an extremely safe place for them. John, I'm going to let you run. I'll talk to you pretty soon.
Have a good day.
You know what?
Yes, for sure.
Nice to meet you. Quarter after 9:25, and I've been threatening all morning to read this. It is from chosun.com. Came out the 22nd, so it's fairly recent. Guam and Saipan lose Korean tourists. As much as I hate to read things to you, I don't think there's anything in here that I should extrapolate and leave out. Guam and Saipan, 2 Pacific islands, have been representative travel destinations beloved by Koreans for nearly 30 years, since travel liberalization measures back in 1989. The advertising slogan, "Leave on Friday night and return at dawn on Monday to be at work by 9 a.m., encapsulated the allure of the 2 islands. Guam was popular for honeymoons and filial tourism, while Saipan attracted visitors for golf. In 2017, list of top 10 overseas tourist destinations released by a travel agency, Guam ranked 2nd. Saipan 6th among middle-aged and older Koreans. Today, it would be rare to find someone who has not visited Guam or Saipan at least once. However, the situation has drastically changed. In 2019, 740,000 Koreans visited Guam. Last year, those numbers dropped to 370,000. Anybody want to math that? 50%? A recent report stated that only 4 passengers boarded a flight from Busan to Guam, and only 3 passengers returned. I don't know what happened to the last guy. The average boarding rate for Korean Airlines Guam routes in November was a mere 10 to 20%. A new term, nupconomy, or the lying economy, emerged as seats on economy class flights were so empty that passengers could lie down. Now, this is for a couple of reasons. Number one, there's not a whole lot of demand. And number two, the economy class fares between Guam and Korea are outrageously low. So there might not be a whole lot of people in the mouth breather section of the airplane, in the Section 8 section, because now they can afford for just a little bit extra to fly business or first to Guam. Primary reason for Guam and Saipan's decline is according to the chosun.com newspaper, is the high exchange rate exceeding 1,400 Korean won per dollar. A traveler who visited Guam this summer said a burger that cost 7,000 Korean won in Korea was 13,000 Korean won there. In Bohol, in the Philippines, a new popular destination, food for four cost between 50 to 60,000 Korean won per day, but a single dinner in Guam, 300,000 Korean won. The failure to develop new products also contributed to the decline. Sticking to family-oriented water activities caused the island to lose customers to Southeast Asia. I'll repeat that. Sticking to family-oriented water activities caused the islands to lose customers to Southeast Asia. Yeah, we got a nice beach. If you can ignore the trash and the visible homeless. I got nice beaches around here. But in addition to the visible trash and the graffiti and the homeless people, we're all apparently charging way too much for a meal. Talks about Saipan's downfall and reaches back to the clothing and garment industry. While Korea is not comparable to Guam or Saipan, it is similarly an island nation surrounded by barriers and reliant on imports. It is highly vulnerable to external influences, also reminds us that failing to prepare for the future, even if things went well yesterday, could lead to unforeseen consequences tomorrow. And I have yet to find, this is not somebody from GVB talking. This is not somebody in GHRA, the hotel industry on Guam talking. This is a journalist, and you can look up the name if you want to, chosun.com on the World Wide Web, and find out who they are. But if you ask me, I think those are some of the clarity points and the tipping points. Didn't go over any traveling numbers here today, but I will. Yen 157.12 against the greenback. So weaker than it was when I left, when it was 154. Philippine peso, about flat, 58.75. South Korean won, 14.69. And while I'm up, Bitcoin number at 87,500 and change here this morning when I got to work. And what's the current number for Bitcoin?
$87,048 now.
And so we can go back to just a week ago, 10 days ago when I left, it was 98,007.
Sure was.
So, I mean, even from there, it's gone down 11 grand in value, and that's down. It was touching 120.
Yep. Like you said, get gold.
Get gold. Get rid of your Bitcoin.
Get out of that game and get gold.
It's food stamps. I wonder, you know, I gotta key that to something. Is there a black market?
I want to invest in food stamps.
Exactly. Can I do that? Where was it? Bottom of the hour on the Ray Gibson Show. And who's on the phone now?
Ken LG.
All right, Ken, I'm going to ask you to stick around for just a little bit longer. I want to get past KUAM News here and then bring in your thoughts on wherever it is that we're talking about and whatever touch points you may agree or disagree on. Be right back. Don't move.
Buenas and Holiday Guam, I'm Jonathan Charfus. Here's a look at 3 stories you need to know for Monday, November 24th. A new federal proposal to explore deep-sea mining in waters near the Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands and close to Guam is drawing sharp concern from island leaders and environmental experts. The governors of Guam and the CNMI are jointly requesting more time to study the potential impacts, saying the federal review is moving too quickly for such a high-stakes issue. Itsuki Hirayama has a story. You can watch it right now on our KUAM News YouTube channel. DPHSS is reporting Guam's 5th confirmed case of pertussis, also known as whooping cough, for 2025, with investigation and contact tracing already underway to identify possible exposure sources. Health officials are urging the public to make sure they are up to date on vaccinations, as pertussis is highly contagious but vaccine-preventable respiratory illness that can cause severe coughing fits lasting several weeks, followed by a high-pitched whoop sound when breathing in. DPHSS is warning the infection can be especially dangerous for infants, leading to serious complications such as pneumonia, dehydration, seizures, brain damage, and in some cases, life-threatening pauses in breathing. Department reminds parents and caregivers that DTaP and TDAP vaccines are provided through the Vaccines for Children program for eligible youth, and appointments can be made through the Northern and Southern Region Community Health Centers. Anyone experiencing flu-like or pertussis symptoms is encouraged to contact their primary care provider as officials continue efforts to prevent further spread and protect the community. And this weekend saw a unique and special summit as young people from across the region gathered in friendship to take part in the Sengwai Zahao Guahan Youth Arts Festival 2020. 2025. 40 groups across age levels united to participate, to appreciate the differences between our backgrounds, but to also celebrate the shared love they all have for artistic expression through the fine arts. For these stories and more, visit KUAM.com. You can also catch the stream of our newscasts on our YouTube channel or Facebook page. And to keep updated, follow KUAM News on Instagram. Jennigan Charfus, KUAM News.
This Thanksgiving, we pause to reflect on what truly matters: family, friends, and the communities we serve. At Security Title, we're thankful for the trust you've placed in us for over 25 years. Whether buying your first home or your forever home, we're honored to be a part of your story. Happy Thanksgiving from all of us at Security Title, your trusted partner in real estate. Security Title, proudly serving the Marianas with care, commitment, and gratitude.
Looks like it's been reposted. Norman and Lista from the police department, there's the spokesperson there, says GPD's Central Precinct Command number, 475-8541, currently down. The issue is being addressed. If you want to call the Central Precinct, call GPD Dispatch at 475-8615, and your call will be transferred to CPC personnel one way or the other. I hope this is kind of a routine little phone outage that they're having out there.
Out, man.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's not Volt Typhoon, we don't think. It's probably not Volt Typhoon. It's probably not being hacked from the outside. In the meantime, call administration, find out whether we paid the phone bill for Central. 9:34 on the Ray Gibson Show, 888-825-5888, TALK. Jose Martinez chiming in on a subject that Frenchie brought up on how we've got a couple of guys that are running for governor that are Freemasons. Ooh. Right? Freemasons, but they present themselves as Roman Catholics. Probably got a crucifix around somewhere. Yeah. Maybe it's upside down. Yeah. Jose Martinez says, any discussion on opinions of the Freemasons for Catholics is an exercise in futility. All that Catholics need to know is that the teaching authority of the church has affirmed the incompatibility of Masonic associations with Christianity, and that any member is in a state of grave sin and may not receive communion. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's enough for me not to even attempt to rationalize or excuse any way around it. Ooh. All right, and so I got it. You open the green book to the page where it talks about Freemasons and says, no, Baba, no go. So we've got the teaching authority here. The big question is, the highest Catholic authority here on Guam is the new Archbishop. Will he say something about it? Is this going to be one of those, hey, listen, it's come up. Frenchie wrote about it. Frenchie called the radio station about it. It's come up, and this is the thing. Is he going to say that Tony Atta, as a Freemason, cannot, next time he goes to the Cathedral Basilica at Mass time, take communion and participate in the fraternity of the Catholic Church? Will same be said about Joe S? Is the question that I'm going to have. Freemasons, are there Masons that have price tag? Eddie Cruz says rescue personnel are on the scene. Tourists were seen running out of the trail. Something is happening at Poggett Cave, according to Eddie. Eddie, do me a favor. Sit still up there and see if you can either get more information or find out what's going on. I don't know what it could be. Poggett is not the hardest, most difficult trail that you can get yourself on. Unless somebody that took a misstep when they jumped into the ocean down there and maybe opened their head up. We'll see what comes of that. But Eddie Cruz, I do want to say that you were seen doing a good deed. There's two people that are seen doing a good deed. Who? Over by John F. Kennedy High School. One of them was Sharky, who was doing some cleaning up yesterday around the statue area. Yeah. It's his statue. I mean, it looks like John F. Kennedy, but it's really Sharky's statue. B, I've got a buddy. Brett is his name. And if you've ever seen a white guy bending over and picking trash from about where the airport hotel is all the way up to the front gate of the place, that's my buddy Brent. Brett doesn't do this
Is he a jogger and pick up trash as he jogs along?
No,
or
I
just
think
a
he's just
walker?
walking these days.
Okay.
Yeah. But he's
Way
got
to
a
go,
bag.
man.
Yeah. It doesn't. This might be the only attention that he's going to get on this. But I appreciate both of them doing the thing that they do. 9:37. The other Governor, Leon Guerrero, Ken LG's on the line. Buenas and Day.
Good morning. Yeah, it's such a wealth of topics.
Oh.
But let's address the most crucial one first.
Why are there two skinny
The
chicks in
hammer
Wicked for
and
Good?
Hammer and tong are tools that you use when you're a blacksmith and you're working with metal. You take the metal, hold it in the tongs, hold the metal in the blast furnace, then you put it over the anvil, still holding it with the tongs while you shape it.
Ah.
So
What the hell
reference
does that
is
have to do with racial profiling against Micronesian convicted criminals?
I haven't got the foggiest idea. I didn't catch that part of the conversation.
Apparently he said that. It's where's that picture of Tommy? It says the hammer and tong against the FSM. Attorney alleges racial bias against convicted molester, and submitting that the prosecutor from the Attorney General's office is only doing this because she doesn't like Micronesians because they show up in the blotter too much. I can't crawl into the prosecutor's head to find her say, I really hate this guy because he was from Micronesia, but I can't see the fruit of her work. And that is the hammer and tong against the FSM, according to Tom Fisher, which she returned fire and said, it's not a secret that I'm the one that charges every single person who gets arrested. If we have a probable cause, no matter the race of the defendant or victim, I charge it based on whether or not there's a probable cause. And apparently that was grounds for significant conversation about what was going on. Personally, I just think it is kind of ridiculous when
I agree with you.
Yeah, it's okay.
The reason I
that's your new
calling in
defense
earlier is in response to the article regarding Dr. Joseph and wasted a year on the new GMH. We've wasted 8 years and tens of millions of dollars already. We've literally put a pile of money on the ground and set it on fire, sacrificing it to this dream of a Lou Leon Guerrero Memorial Hospital. I mean, starting with the Matrix contract, I think that was like $3.5 million. Then they brought all these consultants out there, and I know they don't work cheap because I've seen some of the billings. And then there's all the time of all these government of Guam staff people that sat around in a circle and complimented each other on how smart we are. You know, we're going to build a new hospital out in the middle of nowhere with no support and no infrastructure. Aren't we smart? So we add all that money up together, plus the land that they already purchased that's probably going to sit there for decades doing nothing. Now that Dr. Joseph has won his right to sell his property for a number he wants to sell it for, we're looking at probably somewhere between $10 and $20 million wasted, and we're still running the risk at losing the funds because they haven't been validly and appropriately committed.
I agree. We've been watching this now for how long? Wait, how long was it? When did I tell you to go to the Hyatt and check out that meeting?
3 years ago.
Yes. And all of the water
I
under
owe
the
you
bridge.
for that one, Ray.
It's not, and it's not just her dream. It's not just her dream. But wasn't she in cahoots, secretly planning all of this with an admiral? He had a dream for a new helicopter pad. Do you remember?
Yeah, but
here you want another.
They didn't do the paperwork.
Well, let's start with
free electricity.
Yeah, let's start with telling the legislature what we're up to. Let's start with talking to the members of the medical community here about what we're up to. It was like
let's
ignore
do the charrette that the governor promised she would do. You know,
we listen to everybody except the folks that number one should be consulted when it comes down to a new hospital complex, and the incredible amount of money that you want to put on the backs of the taxpayers and their children and grandchildren and great-grandchildren until we get all of this stuff built. Okay, let's have a conversation. And it came down to, we put this deal together, and if you don't sign off on it in 30 days, then it goes away. And a handy piece of that negotiation was it involved a piece of property that, frankly, could have gone back to OG landholders. I mean, if you want to talk about ancestral landholding and things like that, what has been done in the past, and now we've identified and created another class of landowners that were told that they could get their property back that are not. They're just never going to get it because now they're going to put a missile defense system up there.
Yeah, this has not been a well-played, well thought out exercise. Because remember, she stood there in 2016. She stood there on multiple stages declaring that the hospital would be her priority, and here we are, knocking on 8 years later. We've nothing to show for it. By the way, I did get all the contracts. I got 62 contracts in response to my FOIA. So I'm going through them now to see if there are any more of those Med Farm contracts in there. You know, the no bid, no
emergency,
no notice, no bid
sole
contracts.
Source?
Yeah, sole source to companies that don't have a business license. You know, those kinds of things. I'll go through them and I'll report back later when I've had a chance to go through all 62 of them.
Right.
But what we're looking at here is we as citizens get the kind of government we work for. When we don't register and vote, the politicians, they take advantages of us because right now the politicians are crowing success that we've got 62,000 registered voters. That's only 53% of the adults on Guam. 53% have registered to vote. Now that 53%, we've got 25% of 53% voting in the primary, and we got 30% of 53% voting in the general. That's not how we make Guam better, because when we have that few people voting, the politicians know the people aren't paying attention. They know that Ken Leon Guerrero is the only ones that doing FOIAs and all these government contracts and finally finding millions of dollars of land and money being misdirected. You know, we need more citizens doing their due diligence to be citizens on Guam. Because if we had that level of public engagement where the politicians were afraid of the people instead of the other way around, Guam would be a much better place for people, and they would want to stay here. But why do they leave? They think nothing is ever going to change, and they're right, because nothing is ever going to change unless we change the people who've created the mess that we're suffering through. And until that happens, expect more of the same. I mean, all the politicians are going to lie to us. They're going to talk about how they're going to make government of Guam better. They're going to make our lives better. They're going to fix the hospital. They're going to improve education on the island. And my question to them is, you've been in office 8 years. You've been in office 8 years. How come you haven't fixed Guam Memorial Hospital? You haven't made education better.
Wait. We got these press releases, though. Stand by. This is what I was looking for while you were yakking here. GMH begins chiller install to improve air quality and patient comfort. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now another news story when the folks over at GMH do what they should have done a long time ago, and that is to identify an issue with the air conditioners and then take expected concrete steps to be able to replace them and then put something new in place. Why would there be a question about money? There should have always been money available, at least in this administration. But wow, here we go with the back padding and self-serving quotes. What have we got here? One from Dr. Uggan says, we continue to see meaningful progress as we strengthen and revitalize our facility for the people that we serve. Together, these systems will help address mold and humidity concerns, improve air conditioning reliability, and maintain a healthier environment through the hospital, GMHA said. It should have always been that way. This should not be a news story where we're touting our achievement of doing our job. The project represents a key part of GMH's broader effort to modernize its infrastructure and ensure consistent quality care for the community. This should have been done in 2022. What we've been waiting for. This is a
shock to you, but despite numerous emails and numerous messages left, I still have not had a conversation with Uggan.
With whom?
Uggan. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Well,
GMH.
she's got the number. I gave it to her. But anyway, the governor's got a comment. She's projects like this one are essential to our continued project. Right, this should have been done years ago. Lieutenant Governor.
You know what wasn't on that list from the Army Corps when they did a survey of the hospital?
Aircon.
They identified the critical repairs needed to maintain operations of this building for 10 years, to extend the lifespan 10 years to allow time for the development and construction of a new hospital. You know what project wasn't on that list?
Fix aircon?
Spend $1 million on a portable smoking tent, because that's all it's used for, that portable tent. They use it for the guards in the parking lot to find cover. And spend $1 million building 38 parking stalls for executive staff of the hospital. Those two were not on the list of critical repairs needed by the Army Corps of Engineers.
Don't forget the great deal that we got on parking, fixing the parking lot, where we're spending almost $1 million for this project here to free up space for 38 stalls. So each stall is worth $22,552. Now I'm not a construction guy, Ken. I didn't go to construction Kuya school, but if somebody told me, and we did the simple mathematics that said it was going to cost us about $1 million to make 38 parking spaces, I would have gone back. Is there another? Did we ask for 3 quotes? Would be question number one. No, question number 2 is this something that we can do in-house? We'll go. Here's what I think we'll do: is we'll go to East West Rental, and we'll get ourselves those little dozers and go out there and break up all of the existing stuff, and we'll go down there and get a couple of pat things down. I mean, because we're not talking about a road; we're talking about parking spaces. Or
we could do option number 3 and have the employees park over at the old GMH parking lots and put a phone in. Because when I went to Reno, the clinic that we were going to in Reno, when the parking lot was full, there was a map for overflow parking. So you go a block away and they have overflow parking. There's security, fence, cameras and everything. And after you park your car, you walk up, the security guard picks up the phone and calls the main building. They send a golf cart. And we know we got all those golf carts we spent all that pandemic money on.
Where are they?
So we just take those golf carts and run them back and forth on an as-needed basis. It's going to be a lot cheaper than $1 million for those parking stalls.
Well, I'm just saying and my quote me from a couple of weeks back when this was a story is how about we just fire 38 people? And we'll start with the people that left work to go and participate in the dog and pony oversight at the legislature. If you've got enough free time on your hands and you're not busy up to your elbows taking care of patients and seeing to the needs of patients on a going basis, then maybe we're going to put you on a list of non-essentials, and you get to be first in line to defend your job in exchange for $22,000 worth of parking. And if you think that $22,000, that's not quite PO1 money, right? Police officers, they're making a little bit more than that first year out.
A little bit more than that.
Yeah, but it's cop money, it's bus driver money.
It's also more crazy because when you realize, look at how long it's taken them to work on the Agania pool, and in order to make those 38 stalls, they're going to have to block off how many other stalls in the meantime while they're going through their survey and deconstruction process and trenching and putting in the substrates and everything like that. We're talking maybe a year to year and a half at the rate they move at a minimum. So at a minimum, instead of getting 38 new parking spots, we're probably going to lose 70 during the interim. Because of the construction requirements.
I'm sorry, it's $1 million, $22,000 per parking stall. It's just kind of ridiculous in my mind. A quote from Josh Tenorio says, "Every investment in this facility is an investment in our people and the future of healthcare on our island. We're proud to see GMHA advancing with these improvements. So in the very least, though, I believe that we've got intel now that the entire project to replace the ATS and a generator and help GMHA improve with their electrical systems is a done deal, and the experts at the Guam Power Authority are going to be taking care of that.
Finally, getting somebody that's got some skill, knowledge, and ability to work at GMH.
Something that made sense happen.
I'm only saying that because the last time I looked, we had 120 limited-term employees out of 1,000. 10% of the employees were people that were there because they held signs well or could arrange seats perfectly at fundraisers.
Yeah, everybody that works there gets to wear a scrub, so it looks impressive when you show up at the legislature. 9:52, I'm going to run. I'll talk to you pretty soon. The other governor, Ken LG, Chris Franks on the line says, is that where my $890,000 went for 5 months I spent in GMH to get a blood infection and a crooked leg? But it's the best parking that you're going to ever find. I'll bet you we're talking about the kind where, that little stop in the front, that little concrete bump is probably going to be held down by rebar. I mean, we're talking big rebar. We're talking about, construction size rebar that's going to go in there. That thing is never, ever going to move. And for $22,000, I think it would be able to take the largest truck on Guam. The kind of truck looks like it needs to come with its own zip code. Oh, yeah. I'll bet there's going to be significant parking in there. Not a little like Hotel in Tumon parking. We're talking about big-ass parking lot for big-ass cars, almost bus size, if you will. I think we're going to have that. Who knows? Maybe they might even come with a valet. Like valet parking over at the hotel. I'm sorry, we got the Section 8 out parking over there. Did you want to park in the new slots? Just toss the keys. And then we'll go ahead and and you come back or you see us, we'll give you the keys back and we'll drive the car back up to the front. This is all doable stuff.
So you don't have to carry the baby over there?
No, not through the parking lot. Will it be covered? So that when you get $22,000 for $22,000 for a spot, Joe, you know what it needs to come with? Big ass ERC tarp over the top of it.
There you go.
Over the top. That way you got shade so that when you get back to the car after a long day over in the hospital.
Too easy.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's going to be cool, like air conditioning.
Heck, why don't they just put those meters in front of every parking spot there?
Well, meters, no, guys will pull the meters out.
Oh.
The Saki Millennials
$1 an hour.
Will rob them if they think there's a quarter to get in there.
There's coins in there.
I don't know. There's somebody talking about free-range homeless on the YouTube side. Is that you, Catherine? Somebody talking about free, or maybe it's RU Kaduku 671. Although RU Kaduku 671, I came up with a solution to the vagrants sleeping in front of doorways.
Oh.
LFAs.
Wow.
I can hear that from here. In the background of me, I can hear
you
the
said LFAs
ambulances.
and they came.
Must be. But no, I'm
I
serious.
thought you were going to say sprinklers.
No, just get some LFAs and build a little nest over there. And that way, the next time one of these guys decides they want to camp out in front of your place, they get bit by the LFAs and they'll never, ever come back. Of course, your customers might as well. Your customers might get bit by the LFAs as well. I mean, but at least you won't have any free-range vagrants that are sleeping in front of your doors, smelling the place up in the middle of the night. Parking build up from the present to lot employees and doctors parking on the second or third floors. I don't know. That was you, free-range bums.
Dude, they took over that island in Alupang, Ray.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. Johnny Utah sent you a thing, and he sent it to me. So
the eminent domain, that land.
Alupat Island at Jimmy D's Beach Bar.
Those are sovereign citizens, Ray.
They're taking it over. They're Connie. What are they?
Yes, it's an archipelago.
Thank you very much. That's what he used to call it. The Marianas Archipelago. That cannot stand, everybody. I'm sorry. You cannot let them do that.
What do we do?
There's already one.
Send drones over there, right?
There's LFAs.
LFAs.
We'll drop
LFAs all over.
Drop LFA, and then they will go. But again, our customers won't be able to use as well. So yeah, the island right across from Jimmy D's. It's going to be in every sunset picture that is taken from Dunkas Beach between now and the time that these guys need to get moved off of that island. And so now every one of these great sunset pictures is going to have the blue tarp on them. There's already a homeless encampment there. Yeah. If you know where Santa Fe is, and you keep going up the beach towards Lupang, there's this overhang of trees that kind of camouflage the fact that there are multiple families living in there. And the crazy thing is they live in there even when the water comes up and down. There's tides in there. That's why, for the most part, most people wouldn't think about living there. But we've got enough folks around here that are desperate from all of the success that this administration has brought the island of Guam. And I want to live at the beach. Sure. And so that's where they're at. There was a once upon a time, I tell this story and people don't believe me, but there was, I want to say it was in the late 70s, early 80s, there was a woman that had taken up residence there. My recollection, though, is she lived kind of up in the island, not on the beach. And they finally, after a while, they moved her on because there was a storm coming. And they used that as an excuse to get her, snatch her off the island. And that I know of, she never obviously went back. But this is going to be great. Every tourist that goes and takes a snap of the thing over at Alupat Island, they're going to have the blue tarp in there. And all the residents of Alupang Beach, yeah, they got that to look forward to in their sunset views. Yeah. What's the name of the condominium that's is like all military and contractors, like right next to that? You know what I'm talking about.
I forget the name.
There was Mescla on all the ones that complained when they opened Mescla on the Cove.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was noise. Hey, they got a band and disco DJs and all of that stuff. Well, yeah, got a new nuisance to complain about. And let's see now if the Committee on Homelessness here on Guam, run by, what's his name? LT Josh Tenorio.
There you go.
Maybe they'll do something about it.
He'll fix it, and if he doesn't, Jesse will.
Compassionate care is what they'll do. Yeah, whatever. Okay, listen, I gotta start thinking about getting out of here. I don't know. There's a part of me that wants to be a jerkhole about this and say something, but I don't know. It just sounds cruel to say. But you know, there's a big deal made about Governor Lulian Guerrero, touted as the first woman governor of Guam, and Josh Tenorio being touted as the first gay lieutenant governor of the island of Guam. And I'm here to tell you, after this administration, my guess is that they will not be touted as that anymore. They will be touted as the last woman governor of Guam and the last gay lieutenant governor of Guam. I think that's I think there's going to be that where we say, okay, we tried it. I thought everything was going to be okay. I mean, they said all the right words. Everything in the speeches that they gave were dead on. But now we've come to find out that we've got DFS shutting down on a word that Hard Rock Cafe is shutting down. The return of load shedding. The protest on Sanchez, predictable though disappointing. We've got sewage backing up over at the Civil Defense and Homeland Security, poison in the water, and a partridge in a pear tree. Oh my God. There you go. But they're taking Friday off for all that hard work. Yay. It's 10 o'clock. Time for the news. This is The Point. Thanks for listening.
Ukrainian people deserve and want this peace more than anyone in this planet.
Ukrainian official Andrei Yermak has delegations from the U.S., Ukraine, and European allies meet in Geneva to discuss a Trump peace plan.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky did not go into the details about the plan that would require Ukraine to give up more territory in the east of their country and limit the size of their military. Secretary of State Rubio saying on X, the peace proposal was authored by the U.S. It is offered as a strong framework for ongoing negotiations. It is based on input from the Russian side, but it is also based on previous and ongoing input from Ukraine.
Fox's Trey Yingst reporting. Israel struck Lebanon's capital for the first time since June, saying that it killed Hezbollah's chief of staff and warned that the Iran-backed militant group should not rearm and rebuild. And today's strike in Beirut was launched almost a year after the ceasefire ended the latest Israel-Hezbollah war. Lebanon's health ministry says the attack killed 5 people and injured 25. Police arrest an assistant principal from Virginia and his brother for allegedly threatening ICE agents.
Brothers John and Mark Bennett were reportedly saying that they needed to do something about ICE agents kidnapping people. This was all overheard at a restaurant by an off-duty police officer, and both the men were arrested days later. According to the criminal complaint, Mark spoke of plans to fly to Vegas to meet with like-minded individuals and later come back with a plan. Prosecutors say Mark also said he recently bought an assault rifle. He said it can fire rounds that could pierce through body armor.
Fox's Madison Scarpino reporting. America's listening to Fox News.